Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday where we mix our energies together. We ask a juicy question about our lives to the universe, to spirit, and we all hold hands as we dip into the mysteries of our life experiences together. So if that sounds like a good time, you are in the right place. It sounds like we're already having a good time. Melissa, you are cracking me up in the chat. Melissa is an Aussie, and we had to look up what was in a Black Russian because I heard of a White Russian before, but she's enjoying her Black Russians in the middle of the night there, having a good old time. So, all right. Oh, thank you. All right, so here we are together again, and we're doing a juicy topic today of what are they saying to their friends about you. And I'm just going to kind of generally do like, what are they saying about you? Because maybe they're saying it to their mom, their brother, their sister, their cousin. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know who this person's talking to, but we're just going to try to find out what this person is saying. So brace yourself. Now, we've got 3 piles as per usual, and we do have an anchor card for this one. So I'll just put that up there now because I do feel like we read the tarot together. That's what I like about it. It's a collaborative communal experience, and I always kind of picture tweezers, like I'm coming in with like a general energy, like a general message, and you know, like the specifics, and you might get intuitive hits of that's for me, that's not for me, or it's also this, or if something is said in the reading and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you go down this like wormhole in your brain. That's kind of what I feel like happens. So I just like to share everything. I know like some people do like to see the anchor energy, and the anchor card is not a choice for you to choose in your pile, but it's a common energy that's in every single one of the piles. It's like a base energy, a common energy. So this one is the Eternal Child. So just have your moment with that. Take your time with that. Any messages that you're getting, any vibes, any energy that's standing out to you. So I'm just going to leave that up for a brief moment in time. And that was it. Hope you didn't miss it. So now we're going to move on to the piles. These are our actual choices. And pile number 1 is the Mother. Pile number 2 is the Pilgrim. And interestingly enough, pile number 3 is the Father. Alex and I were like, what? Because we got the Pilgrim, and then we got it flanked by the Mother and the Father. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but I just found that to be very interesting. Alex and I were both like, what? That's so weird. So anyways, those are the 3 piles that you have to choose from. So if you haven't already tapped into whatever pile you are choosing, now's a good time to do that. And even if you have, this is the time of the reading where we like to break all the rules of the internet and go completely quiet, not just externally, but internally too, and just turn the gaze inwards and allow your energy to drop and connect with the part of you that is beneath all of the adjectives that you associate yourself with and all of the verbs that you are going to do later, and just connect with that quiet, eternal, observing energy within. My little throat chakra went. It's not a little throat chakra. Sometimes it's a big throat chakra when I have a lot to say. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I just like to put my hands on my heart and do it, and just do it. Okay, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can rejoin the land of the living and feel drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you're drawn into, keeping in mind that sometimes that can be an interactive message in and of itself. So if you're drawn into a pile, you find that doesn't actually resonate, that might be your intuition trying to say, look, something's not exactly as it seems in this situation. Maybe your intuition's off in some way, or you were actually drawn into a color and you thought that was your intuition talking to you, but really the color was just bright. And actually when you kind of push that to the side, then your intuition's talking louder, so that it could be another message, especially in the general readings. And I think that's actually one of the values of general readings over even getting a personal or private reading, is because it's, like I said, it's interactive with yourself and your human experience and your own spirituality and your own intuition. And that is not maybe the main show because people come here for messages or come here for clarity, but also it's that's another benefit, holistic benefit. So all right, take your choice there. Take your choice, take your choice. And we are moving ourselves into pile number 1, the mother and the eternal child. Interesting. Okay. So let me get some. Okay. Going for the true emotional deck here. Under pressure. So what is this person saying about you? What is pile number 1's person saying about them, Spirit? Well, that was a lot that just came out. Oh, getting readings. Interesting. Under pressure. This person's saying about pile number 1. Rejected. Actually, let me see who this person is. That's what I want to know. Who is this person, Spirit? Surrender. Okay, this person definitely watches you on social media. And I feel like maybe they're trying to surrender here to something, but there's something here that they may not know, possibly about a home situation or about a family situation. There's weird, because there is like a lot of family themes with this one, right? Family, home, mother, the eternal child, under pressure, anxiety, the decisions, time's running out. So this person could be talking with their mother or something. They could say that they're having anxiety, they're trying to make a decision, and time's running out. Blocked and rejected. So this person is maybe wondering if you would reject them or if you would block them. So I feel like this person is maybe talking out a decision to, I just heard come to terms, come clean, come out, like reveal themselves to you, or trap. Trap. Okay, so I feel like this person got caught. And I just heard, I wish I kept my big trap shut. So I feel like this person, they got caught. And maybe you rejected this person already. And so they're talking about that, possibly like, oh, okay. So they could be talking about this with their mother, or they actually could be talking about this with their friends, because this person could have been out, like getting caught. Maybe this person like had a pregnancy with somebody or something. And they got caught. I feel like maybe this person got caught. Yeah, this person could have like a child or something, and they got caught with the police station is what I'm getting. So they feel like time's running out in order to make some kind of a decision, and they don't know whether they should kind of surrender. And I feel like this is maybe with destiny, because I think this person does feel like your soulmates. I just heard you're a treasure. There could be something here to do with money as well. Like maybe this person, money or a home situation. This person is not telling you the... Okay, so they are talking about truth here, actually. They're wondering if they should tell you the truth, possibly like about a mother, they're wondering if they should tell you the truth about a lot of things, like the truth about their feelings. So there's a lot that has not been said. There's a lot that has not been expressed, but I feel like you already caught this person out. And they're wondering if I think maybe you already rejected this person because you knew that there was something not being said here, or again, you caught this person out doing something. And this person wants to like come clean or like tell you the truth, but they're also feeling like if they told you the truth that you would definitely reject them if you knew something here that they did. Fated meeting. Yeah, meant to be destiny, predetermined encounter. So they feel like this is destiny, like between the two of you, but this hookup, they feel like they got caught. They kind of feel like it was fated that they got caught out here with this hookup. One night stand, intimacy, casual relationship, and a fling. And they might feel like that changed their destiny. I just heard that song from the Backstreet Boys, The Call. Let me tell you the story about the call that changed my destiny. Me and my boys went out just to end up in misery. Was about to go home when there she was standing in front of me. Said, I got a little place nearby, wanna go. Yeah, so... I should have said no, somebody's waiting for me. Yeah. So, okay, the other flip side to this is if you are a person that this person did hook up with, like it was a one-night stand or it was some kind of casual fling and this person was with someone else, or they were pursuing someone else, maybe didn't know that, then I just heard Bill Clinton's voice in my head. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. But of course, we know he did. So this person is like lying. I do feel like there's lying here. There's denying. Lying and denying here in one way or another. Yeah, so it's unexpected. Yeah, fear, breakup. Maybe this person saw you out on a date with somebody, like unexpected, surprise, unpredictable, shocking, and unusual. So they're talking all of this out. Maybe they saw you on a date, and so that's what's making them feel under pressure. Or they could be, because this person's like spying on you online. So it could be that they're watching some kind of interaction. Maybe you added a friend. And then this person's like, who's that? And they're attractive and it's somebody that you are like with or something. And they're like, oh no, like I'm under pressure. It could be that this person thought that they had more time because they thought there's like this sense of destiny with this person. Like they could have thought that destiny was just going to bring the two of you back together and that they would never have to own up to their lie and that they would never have to. I feel like this person was really trying to sweep things under the rug, or that's what they're talking about. There's something here where this person's like, should I just sweep it under the rug? Should I just let enough time go by to where I don't like, we don't almost even remember it? But I feel like whatever this was, you're definitely going to remember it. This person's like, maybe she'll just forget. Maybe it'll just all blow over. And, I don't know. Or that's what they're talking about. Like, should I or should I not? And I just saw somebody with the flowers like, I love, do they love me? Do they love me not? Do they love me? Do they love me not? And like, what should I do? And this person's kind of going around and around and around. And this person is kind of feeling agitated by this because I'm kind of getting that with like the pearl. And I feel like there was a higher purpose to this experience. It's kind of like getting a splinter, you know, and like your skin naturally like works that splinter up and up and up until it like gets out. And I feel like that's what's kind of going on with this person. But, you know, just like with a splinter, there's ways that you can like get it out, you know, like the hot needle trick or whatever, like you can push it out. You don't have to wait for it to kind of come out. So that's the spiritual side of it. Cause that it's kind of, I'm seeing like the splinter thing, but I'm also seeing like the pearl thing where the bacteria or whatever gets into the clam. And then it becomes a pearl, but it's like through being like agitated. So there's a spiritual component to this and to this person. And I think their karma has something to do with like lies, honesty, you know, something like that. But yeah, so they're just really wondering. They're wondering if they should like ask you out on a date or they're just wondering. They're just wondering. This person has a lot of anxiety. They feel under pressure and they might feel like you're letting go and you're finding yourself like you're giving yourself peace. And it says release, give up, and patience. Again, the patience thing I feel like is weird. It feels almost misplaced here because it feels like this person's like, this is fate, this is spirituality, this is destiny, and I'll just have patience. And spirit is like, what about some truth? Like, are you going to give this person, what about your accountability? Okay, and while I'm saying this, Luna is like playing with a marker. She's like throwing the marker up to herself. And that's like my little Luna cat, like the moon, you know? So this person could be like distracting themselves. It's like they're playing with their feelings almost. Maybe you feel like this person's playing with your feelings. Okay, so what else is this person saying? Secret accounts and secret. This person's definitely watching you. But they have a secret here. Massive regrets. This is what they're saying. They have massive regrets. A love-hate relationship. Okay, so I think that they jumped in with somebody that I don't think they liked too much. Like they didn't have you were love and they hate the situation that they're in is what I'm getting. But also I feel like this situation went from like mad love to, you know, what used to be mad love is what I'm hearing. That's a Taylor Swift lyric. Now it's like hate. And this person like is kind of like they hate themselves a little bit for doing this. Yeah, karmic lesson. This person feels like they're learning some kind of karmic lesson. They do feel like they're bossing up and getting strong. I think this person also talks about like you getting stronger. And for some of you, they could be watching you. I just heard running, but like I feel like this person's actually running away from their accountability. They're saying things like, I got to be strong and I got to wait for patience, but really they're actually just running. But you might be running like physically, you could be working out, you could be physically like getting stronger, more healthier. And this person feels like they don't want to say goodbye, but that they might have to say goodbye or fake busy. This person's like maybe pretending to be busy, or should I pretend to be busy? That's another thing is like, even if you reached out to them or something like or you invited them to like a party or something, or there was just like a group gathering, they're like, should I pretend to be busy? I don't know. I feel like this person's in a lot of doubt because they did something that got themselves in a situation with you that they don't want to own up to, and it feels very delicate. It feels very like I'm seeing an egg like Humpty Dumpty cracking on the wall, and this person is like already cracking and they don't want to fall off the wall. They know this is like a very delicate situation and they don't want to make it worse than it actually is. But it's like already kind of, I don't know, bad or vulnerable or something. I just heard egghead. They feel like, throat chakra communication. So I think they're really trying to figure out what to say. And there's something here like about self-esteem, barbecue and community. I'm telling you, there's some kind of gathering or get together. Yeah, my throat chakra again. Like there's some kind of gathering or get together. Maybe that's when something like went wrong here. But maybe this person's wondering if they should invite you to some kind of gathering. They're looking for an opening is what I'm getting. By the way, somebody, another Jessica, fellow Jessica, sent me this her Oracle deck if you're interested at all. Really like high quality cards here, but she didn't pay me to say that or anything. I just really actually think that. Okay, so identity, space, and creativity. Yeah, they could be like thinking about how to reveal themselves. So what else is this person saying? They're saying that they don't feel like they can win. They thought that they had the upper hand in something. They thought that they were strong in something. They also might be saying that they got like trapped. They got like sucked into something here. And I feel like whatever it is they got sucked into, it was kind of a fated encounter. And I feel like it was almost a fated encounter because God was looking out for you. God was like, I just heard bad boys, oh, what you gonna do when they come for you? So it's like this person, again, they got caught. Maybe this person like actually did a crime. I don't know. Because like there was that police station card, and then that was like from the show Cops, I think. Yeah, I mean, this person's waiting for the wheel of fate to turn, which tells me they're waiting on like a timing thing. But what they're actually waiting on is like luck, and that could be financially too, but they're waiting on like the wheel of fortune, which is the hand of God. And the hand of God is like, you'll be truthful, you would take accountability, because this was not an accident that the call, let me tell you the story about the call that changed my destiny. That was your daddy in heaven is what I just heard. That was like your ancestors, like somebody in heaven was looking out for you, and they're like, if you're about to be a fuck up, let's do it before there's skin in the game. Let's do it before something. Like whenever this happened, it's like before you guys are dating, or before you guys get married, or before you guys have kids or something like that. It's like, no. They could see this person's heart was like on the fence of something. And so they were like, let's just get this out here now. Because I feel like this person was given time. This could have been before they met you or something. They were given time to learn lessons about the truth, to learn how important the truth is. They could have had people in their life, whether that was a mother, whether that was a parent, whether that was their friends, to like reflect back to them how important the truth is in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, this person, that's what they're talking about. Like, they also want to say that they trusted the wrong person and that they're like the King of Pentacles now. That they're a noble steed, I just heard. They want to say that they're your noble steed. So what is this person saying? I feel like there's a gradient on the truth though, because this person's like, but should I deny this or should I deny that? You know? Dang. Yeah. They feel like there's something that you don't know, that they were like sneaking around possibly with a friend, or like there's a group that they hang out with. Anything else, Spirit, that this person is saying? This person kind of does have eternal child energy. Like, yeah. Okay, there's another group here, because that's like kind of if this is a romantic situation, but there is another group here where I do feel like this is like a family thing, and it could be like your mother, or it could be a parent that did something to you, and they're denying it. They're saying that whatever like fucked up thing they did to you, they're denying it. And they're saying, no, I'm protective. I want to protect my family. I would never do that to my family. And that person's just like, they're an eternal child. So they could just be saying like they're being childish, but they also could be saying things like, 'cause you'll always be my baby and we'll linger on. No, but this is more like, they're always going to be my baby. You know, I just heard from a Goofy movie, you'll always be my son, you know, when Goofy says that to Max. So they could be saying like, well, you'll always be my son, but really like this person's not adding up is what I am hearing. So whoever they're talking to, if it's like a family thing, I feel like something is not adding up. And it could be about numbers, but like certain things that they're saying, or, you know, I went over there 3 times, and they're like, how'd you go over there 3 times? Because we were at the hardware store, and, you know, something is like maybe not adding up. And again, I feel like it follows the same pattern of what I said with this like person, where I think it's a sexual transgression, where they're saying all of those things about like, well, should I say the truth or should I deny it, or, you know, whatever. And it's the timing thing. So take this however it resonates. I also think it's true though, if this is like the schmegdual transgression kind of a situation, they're saying the similar things, you know, like I'm always going to protect my family. So if you were a person and they slept with you and you maybe didn't know that there was like a family here or something, they're denying that happened, and they're telling that person, maybe like the mother of their child or something, that they protect their family, they protect their kids, like, you know, that they would never do that, but really they actually did. I just heard altruism. So they could have said that I was just helping that person, you know, well, I wasn't sleeping with that person, I was just helping that person. Or maybe they were saying that you were helping them or something, possibly with their family, with their mothering, or like with their, you know, home or their parenting or something like that. Like, it's a lie. It's a farce. But it also could be that you are this person's like partner, you're their wife, or you are the mother of their child. You guys have like a relationship together, and they're lying about this other person, or no, that's what, so you might have left this person because you found that out that they were cheating, and they're telling their friends, well, I didn't cheat, and I love my family and I would protect my family, and I was just helping out, or I wish that she would just let me help out or something, but it's not true. He's a friggin' liar. Mother of his child, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, like, they're keeping secrets. This person is keeping secrets. Even if it is like their emotions. And I think this person's trying to keep their emotions out of the equation. Like, even with whoever this is that they're talking about, they're more talking about you, and they're talking about the specifics of the situation. But I feel like this person does feel like kind of panicked, and they do feel like shame. They're hiding themselves. That they're clinging on. They're clinging on to something here that's like immoral, or something here that's like lacking. I feel like this person, though, they're trying to hide behind some kind of traditionality that they've already left. Like, they don't actually, they're like, no, I am a pillar of the community, or no, I love my family or something. It's like some kind of traditional institution this person's trying to hide behind, or possibly like appeal to. And they don't behave that way. They are like, they're clinging on to some kind of like lack. There could also be a money issue here. I think I said that at the beginning. Because maybe this person's looking for financial support or something. Maybe you were supporting this person, or, and now that they lied and you left, now they are kind of pandering to people. They're saying this is a new beginning. They want a new beginning. They're saying that the two of you are soulmates. They're saying that they want reciprocity in this situation. They want a new beginning. But they're saying that you are taking some kind of strong stance, and that you are I actually think that you're very dignified and you're very noble. I feel like this person is trying to mirror that, like that they're a match for you. Like, I am also very noble. But actually, I feel like this person's the fool. Like, they're kind of impulsive maybe, or like young, kind of like this eternal child energy. But they're trying to present themselves as though like y'all are equals, whoever it is that they're talking to. And instead, I think the truth is more that you are higher above. You're so high above me. She's so lovely. And I also am hearing a lot of songs about high, like that song. But I also heard, hey, yo, this is no lie, yeah, yeah. Me and my getting high, yeah, yeah. And when you look up in the sky, yeah, yeah, you might see us floating by, yeah, yeah. But I just heard when pigs fly. So again, I feel like this person might like, this might be like a smoke sesh or something, where this person's like lying, or they're making things up, or they could have been telling you that they were just out with their friends or something. I don't know. But they're saying that you're their wish. They want to heal things, but there's distance. At the very least, there's like, I just heard cold emotional distance. They can feel your distance. They're saying that you're not the person that they remembered, but it's because you've removed like your warmth from the situation. Yeah, there's something here about money. Maybe they're saying that they have to give you money, even if it's a lie. Because I think for some of you, you were the one giving them. Yeah, they're defensive. They're trying to maintain like their image and their reputation in this conversation, I think, as well. I feel like this person thinks that they stink. And that might be literal. But they have low self-esteem. And that's why I feel like this person's they lie. Like, to avoid. They lied to avoid. And so because they lie, they don't know how to navigate in the real world. They keep themselves in this kind of like delusion. Most of all, even in their conversations, they kind of buy their own bullshit, like the way that they kind of present themselves. And so because of that, they have the wrong scenario in their mind, and they cling to that for some kind of comfort and support. So this might, oh my gosh, I just heard behind every man like this is an enabling mother. So he could be running to his mother, or like the mother enables this behavior where I feel like maybe the mom can tell, or like could when he was a child or she was a child, that they tell porkies and never like really called them out, but instead they're like, oh, come here. And it's like maybe a very codependent relationship, but they never get called out on the fact that they lie. So this person has really just learned to hide behind these lies that they tell, and they believe the image about themselves. And so because they believe that image, and to believe the image, they have to be conveniently denying that they did certain things, or that they're leaving certain things out that are relevant to this scenario. And so they're not actually dealing in the truth with you, who exists in the truth of this situation. So they don't know how to navigate through to actually solve this situation. And then I feel like it's emotional, actually, because this person does have emotions that are wrapped up in this that they can't ever like fully grapple with or fully solve, because they just keep spinning their wheels, because they're not ready or willing or able to admit what they did wrong and who they actually are in the situation. I feel like that's what Spirit's waiting for. Yeah. I just saw the played out card in one of my decks. I think something here is played out and you just feel like it's played out. So maybe this person did this more than once, or they've had more than enough time to come clean. And maybe if they didn't do it more than once, then you could have been around this person in the same room. They had an opportunity to approach you, but it wasn't like the right way, so they didn't approach you, like, because it's a power move. Or they were waiting for you to approach them. I feel like this person was waiting for you to approach them. I don't know. And so it just, you're over it. I feel like you feel this is played out, but this person's like still waiting for a starting line. And I think Spirit is waiting for this person to get at the starting line, and that is dropping their mask and dropping their guard and admitting what they did. And I do feel this person has to come through with some kind of truth. But this is so weird to me, because Spirit's like, you have to tell the truth, you have to take accountability, but this person's waiting for like their ships to come in with you, which is weird because they're not in alignment with truth. So it's like they're in delusion. So all of this stuff where they feel like, oh, it's destiny, it's going to come back together. Like they're in a state of delusion because your ships are not going to come in, because you know this person is a liar. You know that they have things that they need to account for. And you know that you, and if you have a child, are in danger of emotionally or, in terms of your security or something. If this person cannot tell the truth, you're not going to forget this. It's weird. That's weird to me that this person thinks that you are going to forget this. This feels like a big deal. It feels like it cuts right to the quick when it comes to your safety and your security, because you know that like this person brings with them tower energy, and I think they relate to it as a fool energy. Okay, so there's a discrepancy here, and that's coming through in the way this person's speaking about you. There's a discrepancy here where like you relate to this person and their whatever they did here, or just their actions in general, as the Tower. And the Tower card, like, as what destroyed your relationship. And maybe you had a foundation with this person, or you thought you did. And part of that foundation was you thought you had some kind of mutual understanding with this person. And so to you, it's this big Tower energy. So yeah, you're reluctant to rebuild this tower over here. You're reluctant to invest in this person or to let you get anywhere close. And you feel that the Tower can be, for me, like a Mars card, very antagonistic. You think this person's like selfish, maybe competitive with you, like in your actual relationship together. Or I just heard competitive with your child, especially if this is like, maybe you already have a child and this was somebody that you were dating and they were like around your child, and maybe your child is the same gender, like you have a son and this person's like a man, and you feel like he was like trying to compete with your son or something. But that's how you see this person: selfish, competitive, impulsive. But that's not how they see themselves. They think it comes from an innocent space. They see themselves as the fool. Like, well, I just didn't know any better. And they're taking it as very lightweight energy. Well, now I know better. I'm mature. I was immature then, and now I'm mature now. And, and I want to, deliver that, but I'm still going to deny and hide. So you're so mature, but you can't own up to what you did wrong. Because if you're so strong and you're so capable and you're so mature, why can't you take the pain that you pushed into somebody else's space? Why can't you remove that? This person can't. But they're telling people that, and there's something about this accident energy with Uranus. Something just came out of the blue. It's like it removes any responsibility. They're like, yeah, that came out of the blue. It was something that I didn't have any control over. This person denies their own agency. Every single thing that this person says about you, the way that they are relaying their experience with you. Am I frozen? Okay, just making sure. But the way that they are saying like their experience with you is just deny culpability. And I feel like it's because this person's trying to ultimately protect their own self-image. And that's happening behind the scenes. But also I feel like this person's probably frustratingly stagnant, like on the physical. You might have to, like if you have kids with this person or something, you might have to have conversations with them, but it's like they don't talk about what that they need about the past. They don't talk about the way that they are keeping things in some kind of stagnant position. They don't talk about what they need to be talking about. And then this person has the actual audacity to be surprised that nothing moves or changes. So they're blaming everything. They're not outright blaming things on you, but they are kind of saying that you are distant or you're cold and it's unreasonable, when I actually think it's very reasonable. But this person is refusing to do the thing that they know that they need to do, and it's scary for them to do it. They're saying that they want teamwork, they want harmony, they want to work together, but they're just not sure. They're not sure what you want. But that's not the point of this situation, but that's what they're focused on, because they could fix this situation. They can make you feel safe. They made you feel unsafe. They had the power to make you feel safe again by addressing something head on and by demonstrating with their actions. But that's not what that's not the type of time they're on. They're saying that they thought that this was like a love situation, but perhaps you've moved on and they feel left out in the cold. This person could be like playing the victim and saying like, well, they left me out in the cold. And you had no other choice but to leave this person out in the cold, because you would be actually and literally stupid to let this person back into your space that you built up, because this person is a liability, is what I'm getting. Like, is what it comes down to. This person, they're not saying that though. They're not saying, yeah, I did this like messed up thing and then I never explained myself, or this is the kind of person, watch this too. This is the kind of person that wants to come up back to you and say, I've changed. But they don't. If someone really has changed, they can say, look, I've spent some time soul searching. I've been single for so many times. I mean, gotta watch. This is going to be slippery because I feel like I'm just giving this person the playbook almost, you know? And I realized, like, this person should be able to say, look, I realized that I was extremely unfair to you. I did this, or this to you. And I can understand that from your perspective, that's empathy. From your perspective, like, that was devastating. That I proved myself somebody that you cannot trust. And you don't want to invest your time and your emotions with me. And I wouldn't either. You know, like, but this is not a person who's going to say all of that. They just want to sum it up of like, look, I've changed. Give me another chance. But that's so easy to say because that's just like this blanket statement. And I feel like they might be talking in these kind of blanket statements to like their mom who enables them, or like to the people around. And I feel like this mom, if it is, because they might be having conversations like this with multiple people, the mom doesn't want to rock the boat, because I think the mom, I don't know what her deal is, but it's like she knows that he's a liar kind of, but she doesn't want to push. And I think it's because she wants to play her role as like being nurturing, where she just sees that he's like emotional. And so she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She wants to like nurture him in the moment. But I feel like this man actually needs somebody to hold him accountable, hold up a strong mirror, push, because that's actually how he's going to solve his problems, and how he's going to get not just nurturing that's like a Band-Aid, like in the moment, right? Like, oops, you got an owie, put a Band-Aid on it. Now you got another owie, put a Band-Aid on it. Stop running into things in general. Like, that's the thing that he needs to stop causing such a pain of his life, and to stop like causing pain to other people. And yeah, it sucks. It's kind of the mother energy here. It's her own version of devil energy, because I'm not really getting a bad energy off the mom here. I'm just more getting that she maybe is tired, or like doesn't want to have to push, because she just feels like, well, he needs support. And she kind of feels like it's not helpful for me, like he's already in a bad way, like, you know, but he needs to go do the shadow work. He needs to grab the key that he needs to unlock the door, and that has to do with his own shadow. Because I think this person's, his own shadow is you actually hold up a strong mirror, because I feel like this is you are confident, you are sexy, independent, gotta spend it. And if you don't feel that way, like, this is how this person sees you. You got your own stuff, you got a stable existence, you make your own money, you always look really good, you smell really good, you're like very self-contained. This person feels like you don't need anybody, and this person wants you to need them. They want to kind of usher you into some kind of codependent relationship, but they also want to match you. And I feel like that you are basically this person's shadow of like, well, I'll never be able to do it, or I'm not dignified, because this person's so wishy-washy, because they cannot just handle their own consequence, you know? So this person's like, that's what makes them such a liar and a weasel and a skis, is because they're always just so afraid of being found out, but they just want to keep up appearances. And so that's the crux of this entire situation. But I feel like you already know that. And you're not a person who's about keeping up appearances. I think you're about being the real deal. So if you make a mistake, you own it. And this person, I think, is meant to see that about you, that it's not that you're perfect, because you will mess up, but you also have the confidence and the self-belief to own it. And this person just doesn't do that. They don't know how to be like dignified. So this person needs to do like their shadow work, and they're not doing that. Yeah, they're just childish, and they're woefully, they also want to just apologize. Like, just say like, I'm sorry, but I feel like this needs more than that. I think that there might be somebody around this person. It might be a masculine, and this person maybe has been observing. I don't know if they're attached to the mother here. Like, maybe this is a stepdad or somebody that's dating their mom or something. But this is a masculine who is very smart, actually. They could be, or it could be a therapist. Maybe this person is actually seeing a therapist. But I'm getting this masculine energy. I don't know who this is. But they're stoic, and they don't really give away that they can tell that this guy's like lying or something. They might even be observing this relationship like with the mother, like this dynamic here. And they're confused as to why this person, like, they can see it. I feel like they don't know this guy very well, like whoever this is. And this could be a judge or a lawyer if there's like some kind of, they can see it, and they kind of don't want to push. And I think they can also see that you're done, and that this person's anxious. They see the truth. There's a King of Swords here that sees the truth. I don't know, again, if it's a judge, if it's a therapist, if it's somebody that's around the family or something. It could even be like an elder of some kind, but they see that they've kind of made their own bed, and that they're experiencing some kind of inner turmoil and anxiety, and that you've moved away. and that you have like kind of put this to bed. There's somebody here that can see that. Yeah, because this person was the Knight of Wands. That somebody here is able to see right through it. It's kind of like, so what you're saying is you cheated on this person, you were an F-boy, you were in and out, you were inconsistent, and you're surprised that nobody wants to build a foundation with somebody who is a fuckboy and inconsistent. Make it make sense. Yeah, and like that person's the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody here is seeing it, but maybe not saying it. And I think this this guy or whoever this is not interacting with this person. For some of you, maybe it's your mom or it's somebody in your family. Like it might not be a fuckboy, but take this however it resonates. But this they don't insert themselves because this person just wants to kind of masturbate, if you know what I'm saying, themselves emotionally. Make themselves feel better in the moment instead of deal with it. Like that's what this telling of the story and the way that they are is doing. But I also think this person avoids that person. They avoid talking directly to that person. It feels like that person's like on the sideline, you know, like whenever they're telling their sob story to somebody else. And they're like, you need to go within if you're ever going to be the King of Pentacles. So it could be at work. It could be at work. Yeah, somebody here, it's another masculine. They recognize that this person doesn't, maybe this is somebody around you as well. But yeah, they're like, this person's like unawakened, basically. So yeah, that's what they're saying about you. They're just kind of, yeah. And I feel like this person, it's like, they're scared. This person's really scared of having to like do the work and confront it. So they keep telling themselves that they're going to do it, that they're not scared, that they are going to do it. But then they also then tell themselves that it's up to fate and that fate's going to bring you back and that they don't need to do anything to heal the situation, clarify themselves and their morals or whatever. So it's this happy single, doing you, dating, stress-free, setting goals and career focused. I feel like this person goes through periods where they're saying that and then they're an F-boy and they got like in some kind of trap here. Look, spell, love. Fake busy. So this person's trying to, that's part of the lie maybe, is they want to maybe tell you that they've been fake busy. But look, this person's like doing clay and pottery, which is like enriching, it's art, it's productive. But they've been fake busy drinking and toxic lifestyle. That's what they've actually been doing. And I think it's even, you know, this other masculine that's like sitting on the sideline, I feel like that might be their higher self for some of them, where it's like this person, I think, is getting to a place where they can't even buy their own bullshit because there's this King of Swords aspect of themselves that maybe they haven't integrated yet fully, but it is there. Maybe they apply that to other areas of their life, but they don't want to apply that to, because there's a logic component to this that this person is flat ignoring. It's logic. It's not logical that you're just going to come back. If that's wishful thinking, it's magical thinking, you know, and this person knows it on some level. I kind of feel like that's an aspect of themselves where they can't really lie to themselves. They know that they're full of shit. So, and that you were right to move away from them and that they're kind of unawakened. They're suppressing or repressing, one of the two, that King of Swords energy that knows the truth, that knows that you saw something, you observed something that was true in them and that needs to be cut out. They need to remove that part of themselves. They need to deal with themselves first and foremost. And then they need to, with that King of Swords energy, communicate their insecurity, the fact that they're unsure. They need to communicate their decisions, why they made a certain decision. They need to communicate with you. So anyways, I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, because instead they're just very defensive. But they project that out onto you. Like, she's just defensive and it's for no reason. Really? It's for no reason? Because I feel like you're the King of Swords. Yeah. And this person might even say like, well, I was trying to offer them everything or we had everything and they just like left or something. Yeah. They're kind of presenting themselves as like the rescuer or the hero. Okay. That was pile number 1. My condolences that this person's behaving in such a manner. His stepdad told him you'll never have a stable relationship and he laughed it off. Yeah, there's definitely somebody here that like just sees it. And they might well have tried. It feels like there's people around and they all have their own way of like version of dealing with this person's delusions. Like the mom, I think, nurtures because I think maybe she has tried in the past to get through to him and there's something here that's like a cycle. And then there is that masculine figure that's like, you know, you'll never be happy. So anyways, that's pile number 1. Just wants to trap me in his harem of groupies. Exactly. That narc harem. Because this person is selfish. Also with the Mars and the Uranus energy, those two combine, it's like somebody that's very quick to take their clothes off. and possibly very impulsive, schmegully, or like with a temper in a way that destroys things. And I feel like that's part of this person's shadow content. They want to be the Nine of Pentacles like you, but they're never going to get there if they do not at the root deal with their Mars issues, their Uranus issues. And it could come from their father, because it feels like there's a stepfather here, and maybe the father was like a Rolling Stone. I just heard Papa was a Rolling Stone. Or it feels like a masculine energy that was maybe unstable around them emotionally, and in terms of their not being able to keep a job and not being able to keep their temper and being sexually incontinent. I don't know. It might run in the family in some way. Okay. Thank you guys for your compliments.
See, everybody else thinks you're beautiful too.
Oh, Alex was trying to tell me that I was pretty. Okay, so, oh, oh my gosh. The ice machine is really going. Okay, so that was the end of pile number 1. And we're moving on to pile number 2 shortly, but I'm just throwing this up here in case you're just joining us and you want to figure out which pile is yours. We just did pile number 1, which is the mother, and we're moving on to the pilgrim, and then after that, we will move on to the father. Some of you thought I was going to make the joke that I always make here, but I didn't, because I'm my own person, okay? All right. Interesting to see if pile 2 is platonic. I love that you say sexual incontinence. I just think it's like such an apt description, you know? No worries, we catch the Georges and Georginas early on. Mars, Aries, Uranus, I forget. Yeah. Narcs have no friends. They have people they use until they get bored or find something better. So true. Very true. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Emotional constipation. Oh my gosh. That is so apt. Okay, so schmegul incompetence and emotional constipation. This person needs to become balanced. They need to become regular. And maybe somebody here has like a fear of being average. FOMO, I just heard. I don't know. Certain things are trickling in, and we're between piles number 1 and pile number 2. So just take this however it resonates. We're just going with the flow here. He enjoys enemas. I popped in right on time for pile 2. I love it when that stuff happens. All right, here we go with pile number 2, the pilgrim. So, what is pile number 2's person saying about them? Ooh, there's something about healing inner child wounds, maybe. I just looked down and saw this like Shakti power. Okay. And I'm noticing like this person's eye. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like in pain and like very squinted. And actually when I'm holding it up on the screen, it looks like a river here. And oh, I just got the river from Garth Brooks. You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. Trying to learn from what's behind you. Never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shore. And to me, that song, it's like wisdom. You know, it's somebody who's going with the flow. Oh my gosh, we were saying that. Going with the flow. But they're determined, right? Like, I will sail my vessel. And actually, I feel like this person has gone through some kind of like heartbreak. And they're on the mend, I just heard. But so maybe this has something to do with you. Or maybe for some of you, this is your energy. If that's the case, if somebody here broke your heart, I feel like what they're saying is that they see clearly now. I'm getting that. And it's painful. Like, it's hard for this person, but they see clearly now, like how acutely they hurt your heart, and they see your wisdom and they see your determination, and they kind of are seeing, I don't know that this person's speaking about this though to anybody, but I think they're, maybe it's a therapist for this pile, but it's like they're seeing that what they did really hurt you. They're seeing that it was wrong, and they're understanding why you had to leave, because it feels like you had to leave, and that there's some kind of like healing here, and they do feel blocked out from your energy, and they do feel like, I feel like you could have gone hermit mode, or you just don't give this person much back energetically at all. Like, even if there was some kind of like psychic or astral communication here, I feel like you really pulled your energy back. There's just like a coldness, but this just feels, it's come from like your absence, but I feel like you are in some kind of hermit mode. So you could have been single, you could have taken a road alone. I just heard that song from MC Yogi, The Road Home, Traveling the Road Home. God bless every soul travel in the world, the road home. Yeah, so I mean that's very spiritual. The Pilgrim card to me is a very spiritual card, but I feel like just it hurts this person that you withdrew, like that you had to go independent or that you left, or you being in hermit mode in some way hurts this person. Like they feel a sharp pain because of that. And I feel like this person's processing a lot to do with it. They're processing like their own emotions, but I do feel like this person is like kind of scared to go deep, but they're seeing something now. I feel like they're also seeing like you as this eternal child, like the sweetness and the innocence of your nature. And there's something about you that is like forever vibrant. I feel like this person heard something that you went through, and it could have been with them. They heard something that you went through and they're like disgusted by it, or it hurts them that you were hurting or something. But this person is saying that like you are like this eternal child, that you bounce back. They think that you're so strong. They think that you're very resilient. They think that you're very spiritual. And that something here, you're not about this like conquering energy as well. There's something about that. And like with Shakti, this is like some kind of female power. Like you're connecting with your feminine side, or maybe you are a female. But this, they're associating this like female power with this like ability to heal emotionally, this like strength of dealing with your emotions and going within. That's like a way that the feminine displays power, and I feel like that's what you've done here in this situation. I feel like you made a decision. It might have been a heartbreaking decision to like move away from this person, and yeah, and it hurt them. I feel like that hurt them, and maybe it has to do with a child. Maybe there is a child here. Okay, so let me just see. Oh my gosh, Noir just said pile number 2 is the King of Swords from pile 1. I wonder who comes out as pile 3. Interesting, that might be the case. Okay, oh my gosh. So this says optimism, which is one of the resiliencies that I have in here. So they're saying that you're really resilient and that you bounce back, or that you have bounced back, possibly from something just really that a lot of people wouldn't bounce back from, or they wouldn't have bounced back as quickly or with such optimism, because that's what this card says: optimism, staying positive about the future against hard odds. So this person could be saying that you went through something, there was really hard odds, and most people would not have even been optimistic about the future at that point, but you really were. I think you inspired this person. This is somebody that I just heard the wreckage. They saw you pick through like the wreckage. This person, oh man, it feels like they really watched you, or they heard about something here. As I just saw somebody like blow your ship apart, and then like very humbly and with like shaky hands, you were just kind of going through the wreckage. And I feel like you were crying, and this person's like, they don't deserve that. Like there's something here where it's like that person who is so sweet and so vibrant, like doesn't deserve that. But you still did, because they could have been seeing you as this like Page of Cups energy. Again, very sweet, very sensitive, maybe very innocent. But then you're kind of the person that bad things shouldn't happen to, and something bad really happened here. I think this person's just like horrified or like flabbergasted that somebody would do that to you. Maybe something happened to you as a child, with this internal child, but still like you kept rocking with it is what I'm hearing. Or somebody did something like to do with a child. Like they could have like taken your child away from you, or tried to poison your child against you, or something like that. Yeah, faith and spirituality, another resiliency, helps people survive challenges, learn, grow, and come out stronger. I'm getting a really spiritual vibe here to this pile. And I always get like kind of a boho vibe with all the tie-dye. There's something about you that's very casual, very carefree, very fun. This person really likes your energy. And I also, for some of you, I'm getting like, I didn't know. Like they always thought that you're so casual, you're so fun, you're so nice, you're so childlike and optimistic and playful. And this person would have never guessed something that you went through, or why you went like independent or something here like that. But they're just saying that you're a really resilient person. This person's like really, really impressed with you. Abandonment wound. Yeah. Feels left behind, lonely, codependency. Yeah, like you have an abandonment wound. This person's speaking. I don't think that they're speaking, because I think that there's like some kind of lump in their throat where they don't know if it's their place to speak about it or how to speak about it. But they're saying that you felt like left behind, or you were really lonely. I think it breaks this person's heart, because I literally just felt like I could cry, because you give so much joy that you should be a person they just assumed that that's the way that your life is. It's kind of like the cobbler's children have no shoes. So like you make shoes for everybody else, but you never have shoes. You know, it's kind of like that. And also that's making me think of the story of the red shoes, where the red shoes that she made became this emblem of like herself and her own creativity. But it was like kind of there was something about a trap, because she just wants to buy any red shoes because she was made to throw away her red shoes. Like, I don't know, there's something like that. Maybe this person feels like you were their red shoes and they had to throw you away. Or I don't know, that you had to make some kind of sacrifice for safety or something like that. Yeah, they feel like you've dealt with a really negative energy. Maybe some of you, this is like entity kind of thing, like some kind of spiritual attack or some kind of attack. Look, calm, meditate, vacation, time out, and soothe. Meditate. I'm telling you, this is a very spiritual pile. And maybe you've inspired this person. Maybe this is a person that you met to do with your spirituality. So this person could go to the same church that you go to, or the same synagogue, or the same meditation class, or you met this person in meditation retreat or something. But they say that they feel really calm around you. And maybe that they hope that you can have a vacation or just take some time out and like be in some kind of soothing energy. And then love and acceptance, core need, capacity to live with an open heart. I think they're saying that you're actually really good with this. Difficulty integrating heart and sexuality, self-esteem based on looks and popularity, feels hurt, rejected, physically flawed. Maybe you feel that way because somebody here could have cheated on you. It's like that maybe is the thing that you went through, or you dealt with somebody that has this difficulty integrating their heart and sexuality. And if you have had difficulty with this, I feel like it's just because somebody has done you dirty. Somebody's done you wrong. And you've like, I just heard given up on men. Like you've kind of given up on men, or you've given up on life, or you've given up on relationships, because there's a solitary energy here. And to be honest, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel negative at all. This feels like really happy. But I feel like you made some kind of surprising decision is what I'm hearing. And it breaks this person's heart that you made this surprising decision, or that you even felt like you had to. But I feel like it's a part of your spiritual growth, and it is a part of your spiritual journey. Yeah. Okay, I just reached for the deck of sexual magic. Okay, so this might be a sexual connection for some of you, because I'm just making sure that this is okay to show. Well, let me just... Yeah, see, this is the King of Pentacles in this deck, and she's like hiding behind that pillar, and he's really strong and like coming in. I feel like this person is really strong in some capacity, and they want to come in and like offer you help. Maybe you like rebuffed this person for help because you can't trust, but this is actually a safe person, and they know that you have psychological trauma or like things you have to get through before you can even trust them. What is this person saying about you? This person's an observer. I feel like this person just sees this like very clearly. They see that you're the Empress. They see that you're the Empress here. Badao. That's you. The Empress. And that possibly you dealt with a snake. They see this very clearly. What is this person saying about pile 2? Yeah, that you had to move away. And that I think you had a relationship with somebody who has like dysfunction. Maybe they always like dick around, or yeah. I think for some of you that's what this person saw. And I think this person, this very well could be that King of Swords from pile number 1 that's like kind of observing this, because they kind of feel like somebody fumbled you and that was absolutely stupid. Like that somebody was like, they had everything. This person really does think that you are like everything, and that somebody had everything and couldn't keep it. Peter, yeah, because of the Knight of Wands, they're seeing that. This like Knight of Wands behavior, this Knight of Wands energy. And that you're so strong. They think that you're so strong. Okay, so I feel like we're kind of getting some repeat messages, but is there anything else that this person is seeing or this person is saying? Half-truth plus half-truth is a lie. Yeah, drama, addictions, love-hate relationships. I feel this is that person that's like sussing. I get it. This is the King of Swords from pile number 1 for a lot of you. This person is a repeat kind of confirmation that they feel like you were lied on. Is basically like this person is hearing somebody else speak about you, and they're recognizing that they're not telling the full truth. Half-truth plus half-truth equals a lie. They can tell that person's withholding, or that they're shifting or changing things, and that they are toxic, and they have this like addictions, this like love-hate relationship, and that they cause some kind of controversy, and now that person is like feeling at rock bottom because they had this like love affair, secrecy, third party, hooking up, STD. And that they're just thinking of you, and that they're childish. Yeah, this is a person... this isn't a person talking about you. This is a person observing other people talk about you, or somebody else in particular, or they're just observing a situation. But this person is like in an observer mode. They see that you're making it rain, manifesting abundance, legal matters in your favor. So if this is like some kind of legal decision, unexpected money, promotion, and entrepreneur. For some of you, this person could leave you like an inheritance. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like that's surprising. They're like, I can't leave this inheritance to this idiot. Especially if this is somebody that you have a child with. Like, this is very specific, but they kind of want that to go to their family anyways. And like, you already have their grandchild, but they kind of feel like if they give it to this idiot over here, he's going to squander it and waste it. So they're just going to give it to you instead, because it's the same as making sure it gets to their grandchild. And they think that you've been through a lot and that you should get to have a little more comfort, a little more safety. Like for some of you, I feel like that's the case. Or they might just like give you some unknown caller. They might try to, I don't know, if you receive, this is so specific, but if you receive some kind of unexpected money, this is maybe it. Yeah. Also, like this idiot around you stalking, hanging up unknown numbers. I feel like somebody is trying to like, they're being really petulant or like very small. So yeah, I feel like this person actually has love for you. They don't like the way that you've been spoken about and the way that somebody here is like lying on your name to get sympathy or to make themselves feel better. They don't like it. They really don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna get some messages here. Hold on. I'm just gonna. Okay, so this says money and status are the truest loves of my life. And I don't feel like that's you at all. Somebody could have tried to say this about you, but it's just projection. I think this is who they're observing talking about you, somebody that did you wrong. They're just obsessed with money or status. There's something fundamentally different between us. That's the difference. You're a very spiritual person. And I think maybe you've had to go without things that like you should have. Yeah, this is like very inspiring for this person. But they know that you got involved with somebody that money and status is the truest love of their life. So maybe they threw you over for some prospect that they thought was better in money or in something superficial. There's a side to me I'm not sure you would understand. Maybe that might be true for everybody involved in this situation. Like they think that you got involved with somebody and they had this other side that you didn't understand. But also you have, I think, this other side that you don't think that these other people would understand, and it might be your faith or your spirituality because you felt like you had to withdraw, remember? Or you feel like you can't stand up for yourself because you kind of, the well has been polluted and maybe you know that. But I also feel like this person that's observing you, there's a side to them that they're not sure you would understand, and I don't know what that is. It doesn't feel bad though. I think you may be the most compassionate person I've ever met. Yeah. I see you're doing well. It's really amazing to see. So yeah, I think this person has watched you like triumph. Again, resiliency is like coming through so strong. I'm protecting someone, but this came out on its head. And this kind of, I feel like is calling back to pile number 1, like clap back, call back. Because that person, remember they were like, I'm protecting my family or I'm this. And they're like, no, they didn't. They didn't protect their family. Somebody here sees that very clearly. I want to spend quality time with you. I think this person would like to spend quality time with you. It feels like this person might not be so close to you though. It feels like you and this other person, they watched like you guys, you have a closer relationship or they're in your family or they're in your, and this person's kind of like outside and they're like, I wish that I could get to know you, but it's like maybe they know you through that other person or something. So I don't know. I'm currently in a toxic relationship I don't know how to get away from. That's how they see you, I think. I get jealous of people around you. I want your attention. I think that's who they think you're dealing with. Somebody very petulant. But this person also might get jealous and want your attention. So yeah, I don't know that there's much else to say here. I'm just going to double check, but yeah, Mercury and Pluto just came out. They are saying, Mercury and Pluto, that somebody here has maybe accused you of speaking in a way that's plutonic, that hides certain things, or that you just want the power in the situation, but they've entirely misrepresented you because you're such a sweet person. You're a very heart-centered person. You were really hurt in the situation. You were really maligned. And that person is actually the one that's speaking with a hidden agenda. They're trying to control things. They're trying to, they're hiding something that they've done here. And I think this person is holding back because I think they have some kind of authoritative voice in this situation. And they know it, or like a powerful voice, because this person might not say much, but when they speak, everybody listens. It's like that kind of a thing. And they also know that it's kind of like not their place. And it also might reveal that they have like hidden knowledge, like that they see more than they do, or that they have emotions about the situation, whether it's emotions for you. And it doesn't have to be romantic. This is just that you should not be treated this way. Or like emotions for somebody else here, that they don't like them. It would reveal that. And I think this person feels like maybe that's not their place. Yeah. So I think that's really all that's coming through here for this pile. I'm kind of getting repeat messages. Yeah. And this might well be platonic for a lot of you. but maybe it's not. I don't know. It feels like this person's educated, very intelligent, sees above the bullshit. Because there's a lot of emotively speaking is what I feel like this is. There's a lot of emotively speaking, but it's emotively speaking in a way that's meant to turn the tide, to pull on the tide, to pull on people's emotions. But it's not facts, and this person recognizes that it's not facts. You know, it's like, okay, but what did happen on a Wednesday at 8 p.m.? Because you were either pulling the rolls out of the oven or you weren't. So which was it? Did you pull the rolls out of the oven? Why do you refuse to answer that question? It's something like that. Like, this is suspicious. They can see that somebody here, I think, is using emotive language in order to hide something. But I don't think they're saying it. And I think it really, it makes them weep. It hurts them that you've been so maligned and that you've been treated so poorly in this situation. And that not only were you treated poorly the first time, it's like whoever needs to own up to the fact that they're like full of shit isn't doing it. So you continue to be left out in the cold, or you continue to not have the support that you need, or something like that. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2. All right. Meanwhile, I'm in hermit mode, being Wednesday Addams, LOL. So true. Okay, well, that was like short and sweet. That person also might be short, sweet, to the point, very concise, because I'm getting the energy from this person. They're a person of few words. And I think that you left something where maybe there was money, or you did something, and this person's like, oh no, a person doesn't just do that. A person doesn't just do that. They don't just leave behind something that should be a place of stability and security. They don't just do that. And I just feel because of that, you can't pull the wool over this person's eyes. Because I think that's how you're being represented. I don't know. I don't know. It was just this person's like, that doesn't just happen. Because I think for a lot of you, this person doesn't even know you very well. So anyways, they're just nobody's fool, this person. All right. I just put that back up there. This is the piles. We just did pile number 2, so we've got pile number 3 left to do, which is the father. The father. Luke, I am your father. Sorry. Hides in the shadows. Nor said he's tall and possibly sweet. It remains to be seen, but it seems on the surface to be a sweet person. Sabrina Carpenter plug. Pile 3 might be him talking to somebody about the mother. Pile 2 is him observing and reflecting on this pile 1 situation and the related ones. I love that we all are kind of, I feel like we're all the same kind of person of like trying to figure out like the puzzle, or like this is a situation and it has multiple sides to it, and how does this, like, I don't know, I like it. LOL, his first name is related Luke. Interesting. I hope this is my space daddy. I'm crying. Oh my gosh. A said, you always pick up on the show or TV show I'm watching. Parks and Rec before. I wonder what I said that was Parks and Rec related. And now Star Wars. Luke, I am your father.
No, but you mentioned Parks and Rec without even realizing it sometimes.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like that show. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I like that show. Okay. What?
Nothing. Kobe Jai's just noting here, the Luke, I'm your father is not actually the quote from the movie, but that's what everybody.
What is the quote?
Well, he says, no, I am your father, because he's responding
to
Luke saying that his father was dead.
Oh, maybe there's
but everybody says, Luke, I am your father, because that's what sticks in our mind.
Interesting. Space daddy. Was that? I'm crying. I don't even remember these stupid things I say, apparently.
Oh, the pit.
Oh, yeah. The pit is forever in my head.
Yeah.
The pit. I fell into the pit. Frankly, because that's how I feel like we all got here. I think that we were probably in space, minding our own business. And all of us, like, individually, were just like, what is that? And then, like, something just kicked us right in here. Okay. To whom it may concern, never date a triple Taurus.
Oh,
Okay. Angel Satori said, this so far seems like a continued story. I've noticed that. I feel like a lot of times the piles can be related, but I also think it's important when they're not related for some people, because I think for some people it is like some kind of a continued story, but for other people, I think it's not. And I think it's important to understand, even though because they kind of can fit together, but for some people only like one will be true or not. So just make sure always like to take whatever resonates for you. Oh, you're glitching. Okay. Refresh me if you guys need. Okay, so let's compassion, and then we'll move on to pile number 3. Find out what this person is saying about you. I just heard there might be something here about commitment. Okay, let's see. Pile 3, Spirit, what is this person saying about pile number 3? I just heard don't overdo it. I love looking at your pictures. Looking good. Oh my God. Especially maybe there's like a black and white picture too that like, I don't know. There's something fundamentally different between us. Okay, well, actually I'm getting like this person might have 2 sides to them. This is a warning from the universe. Keep your wits about you. I'm going to put that to the side. I want to spend quality time with you. I'm currently in a toxic relationship I don't know how to get away from. Can I get your number? There's a side to me I'm not sure you would understand. I want to make it up to you. I just heard I want to make love to you. I love the way you dress, but I just heard I love the way you look in that dress. Okay, so there's definitely something about this person having 2 sides. And maybe like not representing themselves in the best way. This person seems kind of a schmoozer, maybe like a sweet talker, or they're dealing with that. I don't know. This is a warning from the universe. Keep your wits about you. And then right next to that is I want to spend quality time with you. So I think this person is maybe saying all the right things. They're saying like, I want to spend quality time with you. But this person really is attracted to you. They're very like kind of obsessed with their physical, like your physical vessel. But also I just said their physical vessel too. So I feel like maybe this person thinks that they're really hot and that you're really hot. And, but again, they have 2 sides to them. But also this person like may have a family or something elsewhere that you don't know about. Or they may have like some kind of home situation, or they might be in a commitment that they're not talking about. But I feel like this person is maybe like very good with their words. Yeah. Okay. So what does this person say? Well, actually, who is this person? Now I'm like more curious about that. Spirit, who is this person that's talking about pile 3? Oh my gosh, the turnaround, the revolution. So I just feel like this is somebody that maybe like you run into, but then it turns you around, or it turns your perspective around. Yeah, I feel like I just saw you get all like jumbled up in your head actually. Because I'm seeing from the Osho's and Tarot deck, the mind card where it's like the square and like you getting all turned up in your head. So I feel like this person gets you all turned up in your head because it could seem like things are going really well, that there's like a lot of communication. It's like all the right sounds coming from this person. And then maybe once you sleep together, or like all of a sudden this person just ghosts or like pulls back their energy and they're entirely like cold, or they vanish or something. And this person gets you like all up in your head about like the giving or receiving. But I feel like, yeah, it's like everything's blooming, everything's growing. And by the time this happens, you kind of are confused, but you like see how her hands are like up above her head. It feels like you feel stuck in some way, and you're stuck on this situation. You thought that it was love. I feel like this This person is a manipulator, or like a player in some way. 7 of Angels, progress. They are sneaking around, and I feel like they're trying to make some kind of progress, like here towards your heart. Yeah, and then this person watches. I feel like this person kind of knows what they're doing. They know that they're kind of buttering you up, and maybe they even say certain things to your friends or about your friends. Or this is also a person who like sells you the dream. They kind of future fake, and they could have talked about like, y'all are gonna have kids together, y'all are gonna have a 1.5 bathroom. Like it could be like very specific, like this person kind of does that in order to maybe set up some kind of a competition, but then they also withdraw, and then they sit back and they watch to see if they cause a problem like for you or with another person or something here. and then it's like causing some kind of release. So I feel like this is a person that maybe you thought this person was like your twin flame, your soulmate, the person that you were interested in pursuing a relationship with or spending forever with or something here. But actually this is a person that you needed to let go of and see through and recognize. It's like the turnaround. So I think also I think this person plays some kind of significant role for you spiritually, because you were going down like one path and then you ran into this person, but I'm seeing you kind of like bounce back and like down a different way. So it could be spirit, like, I don't know, because it feels like whenever we have karmas to learn, right, it's because there's something that we don't understand. So I don't know, it feels like you were going down this path for one reason or another because you misunderstood something. And this doesn't have to be about this person, because it feels like then you ran into this person. Like some kind of life point of view or perspective led you to this person. And that perspective could have been that you thought a man was going to be the answer, or a relationship, like depending on who you date. A relationship was going to be the answer, and that was going to be like your ultimate fulfillment. Okay, I'm hearing this Bible quote that I've been thinking about a lot lately. It's Matthew 10:34-39, and you might want to look it up if you want to know like the exact words to it, but it's something like Jesus is speaking, as will happen in the Bible. But he's speaking and he's like saying that people misunderstand the reason why he came. He's like, I didn't come to bring peace, but a sword. And it's like, I came to turn daughter against mother, mother against son, like talking about like the people closest to you, like that they're kind of your enemies. And in order to bring the sword, and for me, it's like the sword of truth. And I feel like this person you could have thought was like your soulmate or whatever. Maybe you even have a family or like whatever with this person. But then it's like you kind of find out that this person's your op, that they're your enemy in some way, and it's turning you around. But there's a part of that quote, or maybe it's somewhere else that I'm conflating this, but he says, for whoever loves their mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever loves their husband more than me is not worthy of me. You know, so it's like you could have been putting this person up on a pedestal, like in lieu of God, like loving this person more than God, or I don't know, something like that. But this person is like a fake, and I don't know, and you thought that it was like a higher love or something, but it wasn't. It was, I just heard, bring me a higher love. Oh, and so that turnaround probably got you in touch with your spirituality. Like you maybe really had to dig deep, and that is when I just heard, you are not alone, I am here with you, which to me, that's like God. That's like a God song. There's a couple Michael Jackson songs where I'm like, whew, like it's that, and Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. So you could have had like a similar effect on this person, actually. I wouldn't hold out hope though. I feel like it's small, okay? I'm seeing the Page of Cups. Like, because this person is, you could have had a similar effect where it's like, but this person needs to start with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. Yeah, so I feel like you said something here and it's like, it couldn't have been clearer for this person or for you or something here. So you and this person running into each other, I feel like was the turnaround. It was like some kind of metamorphosis or whatever. So if this person is speaking to their friends, I feel like it's slimy. It's giving like fuckboy. It's giving, I don't know what they're saying to their friends, but it's not the truth of their heart. I feel like this is a guy that's not really in touch with his heart. He was just going around maybe taking advantage of people, and then he got to you and you were that mirror. Like he just like bounced back. There could have been a tower moment here between the two of you. And because, okay, it's the same. There's like a strong mirrored connection here. You may well be soulmates, but something's still out of alignment. And so I feel like you guys needed like a period of separation at the very least, if not like to take the journey alone for maybe an extended period of time while you guys are like actually alchemizing in other relationships elsewhere. I just heard we heal in relationship. So, and being with this person perhaps caused you to pursue other relationships that are actually very healing for you. Whether this is like you spend more time with your friends now that are actually like kind and they care about you and they're healthy mirrors, or like your therapist, or you find groups like this where we talk about these things, like concepts that are very healing. So this is like the turnaround is what I'm getting. And I feel that you did the same for this person actually, but they're not speaking about that. They're keeping that kind of to themselves. I feel like they might well not be saying anything, but if they are saying something, then I feel like they're trying to come off like suave, you know, like I'm so suave, like, yeah, everybody just wants me. Like all the ladies want me, you know, but I also feel like this person, I just saw them reading books, but it's kind of reminding me of, I can't think of the name of the book now, but it's horrific. You know, it's the one, there's multiple of them now out there now, I think, that kind of teaches men how to play women. and they're like, you should neg her, which negging somebody is when you say, you give them like a backhanded compliment, you know, and it's like, oh, you know, your hair looks really good today. Too bad that it looks ugly, actually. You know, whatever. I can't even think of like how to make that a backhand compliment, but you get what I'm saying. Because then it undermines your self-confidence, and then it erodes you down to where you're more likely to chase after their approval or something. So I feel like this person has actually, that's what I'm getting with this like this is the Knight of Swords in this deck. It's like very cold. They are trying to signal, because this is like a tree. They're trying to signal maybe that they're magical, that they're the magician, but also that they're, it's very like earthy. They're trying to, thanks, babe. Alex just signaled to me, like they're, on my teeth. They're trying to signal that, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with you. I mean, here there actually was. But I think they're trying to signal that you want them or something. I think this person's actually pretty pissed. They're actually pretty angry about you rebuffing them or not falling for their trick. There's that tower moment that happened here, and you would know what this is. There's a tower moment here, and it sent the two of you like away from each other. This person's actually pretty pissed. There wasn't like, you've healed too as well from the past, but again, they're not saying that. They're not talking about that. The magician and the impulse. This person just like watches you, dude. They watch you from the shadows. And there is something here about blue, because look at the blue here of the flower, and then like the blue in his eyes that's like radiating outwards. I don't know. There's something here. Oh my gosh. Okay. They're trying to manipulate you, because see how this person's hiding behind the blue, like as if that's them. They're this pretty blue flower, and blue holds the mysteries, and it's like the depth or whatever. But it's also like sky, hopefulness. I don't know. Blue is like a happy color to me. But this person's trying to control like the way that you see them. Like see how maybe this is you, and I don't know. But I don't think you fell for it, because now look at her blue. She is balancing out the blue in her heart space and in her solar plexus chakra. This like wizened you up is what I'm getting. This wizened you up. So what else? So I know this is like a lot about this person, but I just feel like this is like a slippery fish. So I just wanted to know like who this person is. But now let's ask like, what are they saying about you? Two of Stars, boldness. They could be saying that you're really bold. So maybe, I don't know if you got in a fight, or they could be saying that, what are they saying? Oh my gosh, there's like a lot of love here. This is weird. I feel like this person is trying to come off like they have a lot of wisdom, but I think they're saying that you have a lot of wisdom. What is this person saying? This person will give you your props. They'll give you your props, but it's hiding something. I don't know. What is this person saying about you? Maybe that they tried to initiate something with you, but there was a blockage. Maybe that was this tower moment. I don't think this person is saying much. I think this person is more like trying to set up they're trying to play chess master. So they could be trying to set up some kind of competition or something. Oh, okay. So I need a different deck. This person's confusing me. I feel like, hold on. Oh, there might be interference too. Hold on, let me just see. What is this interference? What is this interference that I'm sensing? Oh, wait. It could be that there's somebody here that maybe that's the shadow energy. Somebody is trying to maybe, like, this is you in the hermit energy. You've healed or whatever. And somebody is like trying to cut the cord or cause some kind of blockage here. This is funny. This is also coming through as a King of Swords. But this isn't the person in pile number 2. This is like a rotten King of Swords. It's funny that we were talking about Darth Vader, because it's like maybe got that Darth Vader energy, or like there's a light side King of Swords and a dark side King of Swords. Maybe you feel like this is all in one person, like your person has a light side to them and a dark side to them. I'm hearing from pile number 2, there's a side to me that I don't think that you would understand, but I didn't know what that is. Take that as it resonates, because I think for some of you, this is 2 sides of the same person. Oh my gosh. And then before we got into this pile, I was like, sometimes the piles tell a continuous story for people, but other times it's just one single pile, and that's important for you to kind of distinguish. And yeah, so there could be like a challenger here. Like there's 2 different King of Swords. One is like very dark side. So they are also very observant, very, but they're manipulating from behind the scenes. And they could be trying to get you to see this person as a fuckboy. Why? Ew, who is this? Because this is a karmic from their past. They're trying to trap this person in illusion. You know what this is giving? This is giving siren energy, but this is also giving succubus and incubus. And you know what's funny? I've been channeling this message, and I am going to release this message as soon as I can figure out like what it is to say on the channel. But it was coming through strongly about like succubus and incubus, and it led me down like this whole rabbit hole of like looking into what that actually is. And they're actually demons, succubus and incubus. So there could be like demonic energy like on this. Trying to keep people like trapped in illusion, but they're known as like demons, right? But like a succubus is usually, it's female, and this is like energies, because whenever we get this interference, a lot of times it is in pile number 3, and it kind of like leaks over into the general messages, right? And I always get really confused because it almost feels like shadow boxing. Like, who is this? What is this? And I always ask myself, I'm like, is this an energy or is this a person? Because frankly, it feels like both. You know what it feels like? A hydra, which a hydra has like multiple heads, right? And I feel like that's the people, because that like demonic frequency can like work through people. And I feel like that's what it does in some way. And I don't know how it chooses the people that it can work through. It's trying to like, I feel extreme pain in the back of my throat all of a sudden. It doesn't want me to like speak on this, like whatever the truth is. Whew, I'm hearing like, I just got a high pitched sound in my ears. There's, again, it's interference. But so I don't know if it's like people who have had some kind of trauma early on that like weaken their energy field, or people who are really insecure, or people who just have a tendency towards sadism and narcissism and like these negative kinds of things. So, but they attach and they work through people, and it's a really difficult energy to get away from, and to get away from you, succubus energy and incubus energy. But like I said, succubus, and notice like these certain things, okay? Because with the succubus, they can make you and possibly your person see something that's not real, to make them think that they're seeing something that is not real. So they'll see you having a conversation and they'll misread it, you know, and they'll think, oh my gosh, that person's sleeping with that person. In order to, with succubus and incubus, it's all about feeding on schmegdual energy, right? To get this person to jump in with somebody else, to ruin your relationship, right? That's succubus energy. Also, succubus has the ability to contort themselves into someone's like physical ideal, like what their ideal schmegdual partner would be. Also, they can, a lot of times it's depicted as a woman with long hair that is scantily clad. And I don't know that that's like neither here nor there, because maybe somebody's ideal person is not that. But I'm just throwing these things out there if you've kind of noticed if there's been a certain female around. But it could even be more than one, because like I said, this person comes like up through this energy, it feels like is like attacking you or coming up through more than one. Now also, succubus is known as like the hag. That like rides men in their sleep, and a lot of the reports of that is like sleep paralysis, right? Where like somebody feels like really heavy weight on their chest, but that's what they did. They said succubus energy can make somebody go to sleep, their partner go to sleep so deep and heavy so that they can like basically do that to their partner. And it's like a cruel energy. And a lot of times they say that there's unpleasant sensations, like it's not necessarily good. Some people say like, oh, it's really good, but most accounts say that it's like not, there's something unpleasant about it, or like disruptive about it. So that's that succubus energy. Now, succubus's counterpart is the incubus. And the incubus is like more of a masculine energy, very cruel energy, very cruel. And incubus comes from a word that means nightmares, like it can cause nightmares. So watch if you're having like vivid dreams or nightmares or anything like that. But usually very, like I said, cruel energy, and they kind of attack their victims. Very pushy energy to like get whatever it is that they want. But also incubus is like linked to the sleeping woman. So, and there's like all kinds of messed up accounts like of things happening in medieval times where you're like, ew, I feel like somebody was just making that up, but they would basically like attack women when they were sleeping, or again, like this could be a metaphor for like under the influence of alcohol, or where somebody's not. I feel like you get what I'm saying with that. But yeah, it's like it's nightmares, and it's very pushy, and it's very violent kind of energy. Both of them are like have this very crude energy. So I feel like that could be the energy. And again, it comes up through these like hydra. So if you notice a certain archetype or a certain pattern of person that like it's a rival energy, or it always kind of pops up, then that might be interfering and like placing some kind of illusion. And like I said, it's difficult energy to get away from, because I looked up like how would you banish, because it is a kind of demon, right? So how do you banish this like demon away? And a lot of it comes from like the medieval times of excommunicating them from the church, which made me laugh. And a lot of like priests actually say, okay, this is important. A lot of priests actually say that the succubus and the incubus laugh in the face of priests like doing exorcism or like anything holy, that it doesn't actually seem to work, and they don't actually seem to respect it. Now, here's the thing. People can't usually see these things, but guess who can see them? Guess who can see at least the succubus? Witches. Hello? Witches. Witches can see them. And I was like, holy shit, I got like goosebumps. And I was like, that explains a lot throughout history, like why witches were attacked. Because I've always felt that during the witch hunts, which by the way, some people say that the number of witches that have been killed on this planet in witch hunts all over the world rivals that of the Holocaust, which is like 11 million people, huge amounts of people. But as we know, and I'm not saying like as we suspect, I'm saying like factually we know that a lot of witches were attacked because of like land disputes. People wanted somebody's property. It was like power plays, but also they used it to attack women. And I saw in my mind when I was like looking at this, I saw men actually like behind the scenes. Like a lot of them were men, this like kind of incubus energy that were the actual witches. And that like this succubus incubus energy that I think their powers combined, they can really fool people, delude people into thinking that, and then getting like those energies kind of attacked. Well, why would they want to attack witches? They're the only ones who can freaking see them. They're the only ones who can see them. So I don't know how to like banish them, but it seems like that witchy energy is like kind of like an antidote to whatever this is, or it has the potential to be, because witches can kind of channel energies, and that's even like channeling spells or something I don't know what. So that might well be, oh my gosh. And then like, that's the turnaround is like, so you could have been attacked. Like this could be a family curse energy where somehow it's in your family, like either the succubus energy or the incubus energy. And I don't know which would be attacking you, but like where one is around, the other one will be around, because like I said, they're counterparts to each other and they cause like a lot of pain. So it could be that a succubus like sends somebody to like lure somebody off, but then that person's going to betray that person with an incubus like later down the road, because that's who their actual counterpart is. I hope this is making sense, like what it is I'm trying to say. And I know that this is like a little bit woo woo, or this is a little bit out there, but I'm just, and I don't even know if I believe in this stuff. Like, I don't know if I believe that succubi and incubi are even real, but I'm just saying if the shoe fits, because it's something that I was kind of guided towards, and I'll always like kind of throw it out there. But so I feel like there could be some kind of energy that's like attached, but it feels like maybe it's linked to a family line or something here. So a lot of land grabs are from the church. Yeah. But it feels like it's the feminine energy that can like maybe uproot this or something, but it also wants to like rival is what I'm getting. It wants to rival, but then it's to feed off of like the schmegdual energy. And also I'm seeing in my mind, okay, like the symbol for like Aries and Libra, but Libra is like the setting sun. And so it's like circle line. I hope that makes sense, but it's like a magnet symbol. And when you pull two people apart in this way, it creates a lot of energy, doesn't it? Pain and suffering, but it creates a lot of energy because they're trying to get back together. Like their souls are like trying to get back together, or they're trying to repair the relationship, but they're like being kept apart through delusion, through fear, through nightmares, through power grabs, and to feed off of like that schmegdual energy, because the schmegdual energy is the creative energy. It creates so much energy, and it feels like that is what is like linked up on here. And I'm kind of getting like, sometimes I pick up on this like messed up couple, and I wonder if it's like a succubus and an incubus. I wonder if it's like an energetic thing. And I always do whenever there's this interference. I wonder if it's an energy. I wonder if it's a people. Now, remember I told you it's like this Hydra energy because it has like multiple heads. So it comes through like multiple people. And the Hydra was Hercules' like second challenge, or like, there's like the several feats of Hercules. It was number 2 in that. And the way that you defeat the Hydra is you've got to cut off its one immortal head. But Athena, which we talked about last week in one of the readings, but Athena, goddess of war and wisdom, crafts this golden sword that she gave to Hercules that was able to cut off the immortal head. So some of you might want to work with Athena and give her some nice juicy offerings. She likes olives and olive oil, and you might want to look up what she likes, but just, assisting her to help you in some way. So somebody said, let's compassion. Compassion. So this could be like both you and your person feel like you're shadow boxing each other, like you're angry with each other, but there's like a lot of delusions and there's like a lot of fear, and there's possibly even like nightmares, and maybe even like aggressive masculine energy that's they also sodomize men, incubus. So I don't know if it would be on your side where you felt attacked, like maybe you got pulled away from this masculine, and then the masculine that came in after that, maybe who like knows both of you, or that was very aggressive. You could have had like a very violent encounter with someone, or it could have been on his side, because like I said, they'll do that to men. But yeah, so there could be just something here like that going on. That was like neither here nor there, and it's this watching of the struggle is what I'm getting. And I think you maybe think that it's your person, but I think it's this like energy or this like person or these like people. Anything else you want to say about that, Spirit? Since we went there, okay, since we went there. Salt barriers, keep them out. Okay, so if you have like things, hello Kim, if you have things here that you think are going to help or whatever, like go ahead and put them in the comments. Oh, another thing that helps is leaving a town. And that like kind of sent me the chills, because remember, I read your cards, like for a lot of you, you've been around for a while, and there for a while I was getting a lot of these messages that you were really feeling a calling to like move somewhere, and that could have been like for your protection, to like get you away from whatever this is, especially if you feel like you're meeting the same kind of person over and over and over again. Okay, so, and again, that might not be everybody's thing. Like I said, I don't know if I believe in that kind of stuff, but I'm just like, I kind of go where the messages are taking me. And so I'm just throwing it out there. If that makes some kind of sense to you, then there you go. Truth and clarity keeps it out, exposing it, destroy it. Yeah, because it's trying to delude, because God energy is truth energy. And if it can just delude, then, because I'm seeing like the sword of truth, and if it can just delude the truth or like draw the truth into question, then it wins, basically. It just has to sow seeds of confusion. And that's what it's trying to do, that energy. So it could come in from the father's side, or like, because they say if they, okay, this is another thing. It's kind of reminds me of Lilith, because Lilith is said to be a demon, and I know she's a feminist like heroine for a lot of people, which, to be honest, I don't really understand. I like that she doesn't want to lay up under Adam, just like everybody does. But demonic energy, is I've been shown like in tarot, like it's a tower over. So Adam should not be towering over Eve, but also Lilith should not be towering over Adam. And I don't want to ever like celebrate or praise somebody in that like tower over. We should be equal, right? Different people, and that is like not just men and women, like we're all different people, but equal in terms of our like worth as a person, and we should be considered in an equal manner, like what our needs or our preferences or our wants are, and I feel like that's kind of the purpose. But Lilith was said to have like many children, but anyways, like that's what they say, is there was all these rumors or whatever in medieval times that the succubus incubus energy would want to like mate with a person, and that kind of gave rise to that type of offspring, which to me sounds like narcissist, like people who kind of embody that same energy, that wants to rival, or that wants to like, it seems kind of like narcissist. And I feel like those people probably need like healing from like God, or they need truth. Truth is probably the antidote. Oh my gosh, for those of you on Patreon, that came out in one of the messages tomorrow, in the messages coming out tomorrow, that truth is the antidote. Yeah, there's like a temptation here. They want to make you feel like you're trusting the wrong person. There's some kind of plan. Okay, so this is a rival energy, and it feels like a rival King of Swords. And this King of Swords, I think maybe might have some mystical capabilities, or it's working through him, because for some of these people, this is just like, it came through their family line or something, and it's just something that works through them because they're of a certain energy vibration, like where they're very low in themselves. This is like low self-esteem. And when somebody has like low self-esteem, they're very desperate, to hide that and to still get what they want in the world. And so it allows this energy to kind of work through them. But it does feel like there's a rival King of Swords that has maybe been watching this situation, or like in some way watching this unfold. What's this? My nose. Very psychic, I think. This is like universal psychic to me. I know like a lot of people's nose itch that are like basically psychic or channeling. Yeah, there's some kind of plan with a message or some kind of like upheaval in order to try and tempt you in. And I think this plan might have to do with like casting doubt here. Could have something to do with a father casting some kind of doubt here of like, is this the asshole or is this the asshole? And for some of you, you got to keep in mind, for some of you, this is a person at war with themselves, where this kind of energy is trying to come into their space or something. And maybe they're like at war with themselves. And this is like one singular person. And maybe they have, I just heard rich dad, poor dad. Maybe they have two masculine energies in their life and they're like, I don't know who I listen to. And that's part of their karma is like, how do they find the truth? You know, one person's telling them to be a fuckboy idiot. The other one's telling them, it could be that, but it's like, feels all very confused. It's also air energy. It's like whipping all around. Is this still on the bottom? Yeah. It's this whirlwind of like the message here. And it makes this person like very unstable. But for others of you, I think this is like actually two men that you're dealing with. And one of them sits in the background and observes you and maybe your person as well. Maybe I think it kind of mirrors that King of Swords energy that we saw in pile number 2, but they're trying to cloak their energy by this causing this kind of confusion. Pile number 2 is still a real pile for some of you, okay? And for some, there's like also that energy there as well. But this nasty energy that I'm picking up on, I think they're also a person of few words. I think that they are very manipulative though. They are setting up some kind of like dominoes to fall with some kind of like message or some kind of realization, something like very shocking, in order for them to get a victory here. Yeah. And it could be like there's maybe some kind of karmic. This looks like a masculine energy, or maybe this is you. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is this King of Swords that's like following you. You think you're getting away from whoever this was because you probably recognize this King of Swords. If it's a male, I feel like it's probably very violent or very cruel or very cold. And maybe you sensed that about this person, or you had an experience with this person and you were like, ugh, and you left and you thought, oh my gosh, this is for those of you that are on Patreon. This came out in one of the readings that's coming out tomorrow as well. Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat. I think this is the first super chat we've had today. Thank you so much. And also thank you for so many of you that have been sending me the tip jar, the tips in the tip jar. Thank you so much as well. But yeah, like with this Knight of Cups, I feel like you thought you got away from this person, but they're actually like following you and they're very sneaky. They also could be weaponizing or trying to use an ex from like this person's past, the actual soulmate of yours, their past, to come like sneak up maybe behind your back or something to get this person like having options that they are then confused about. And for you to judge this person and to like move away from this person. Ooh, this is like, and then like sitting back and watching. Ooh. I just heard, ooh, I'm gorilla. You should know about me. I don't know. Yeah, so somebody here has like this whole fucking plan to try and like suck you into their web, to get you to, yeah, and they could be using magic. This feels like a man. But honestly, so another thing about succubi and incubi is a lot of people thought that they were shapeshifters. And that also gave me the goose chills because the shapeshifter card in this deck always comes out here and it's creepy. So this energy, I think, maybe can swap genders. And that made me think of, you know, in the last, it was like a couple readings ago, and somebody was saying, oh, it's a man pretending to be a woman. Or no, they were saying it's a woman pretending to be a man. But I had a dream the night before and I didn't mention this. It was a nightmare dream. And I was so proud of myself because I saw the guy. And he was in this King of Swords or King of Wands position from one of my decks. And finally I felt like I had like pulled it back and I saw the guy. I saw him, but and it felt different because sometimes I've been having these like nightmares like for a while, but I feel like I kind of got that under control, and they have this like shimmer kind of quality where I can tell that it's like fake. This didn't feel like that. And I also saw like a lot of violent stuff. Like there was just a lot of crude like violent stuff, and he like got up and like moved like, oh shit, you know, like it was that I saw him and he was deeply unimpressive, like physically and everything. He was like still trying to control things. But like I was saying, it's a lot of them say that the succubus incubus is a shapeshifter energy, and that it can be the succubus part of itself, or that it can be the incubus, and that like might be something here as well. But yeah, like they're just kind of watching this. Like, did he have white hair? Yeah. Yo, he did. Did he have like bald in the middle? It was like not like snow white hair, but it was like definitely like super light hair. And But it also like looked like this person that I knew from like way back in the day. And he was dating one of my friends at the time. And I didn't really even know him all that well. Like it was him. And I don't know, because sometimes they'll like show up as people to be, I would recognize that man. If I ever saw him anywhere, I would recognize it. And it seemed like he wanted maybe all of us to get together or something, because I don't know, he was into like messed up stuff. Okay, no, that wasn't it. That's not what I saw. Yeah, the Lovers and like the Ten of Pentacles. Somebody wants to like draw you in to like the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, but I feel like you're actually dealing with the Lovers and it. So somebody here I think is the Ten of Pentacles actually like the Lovers, but somebody here is trying to like make you not like them. You know, it's an energy that's trying to confuse you. It feels like it's an energy, but also people, it's sneaking around. BT, thank you so much for the super chat. So it's likely the energy is coming up through those with severe insecurities. I think it could be like just a weak vessel that it can attach itself to, but it also could be a cruel vessel. Yeah, but it's like able to come through something. It also could be like a family curse. I don't entirely know, like, but it's able to like move through certain people. But also when you study spirituality, they talk a lot about being noble, and they talk a lot about, you know, connecting with your energy, because that's like the thing that's like very strong. And some of you, like, you can protect your own energy by like pushing your energy like out, you know, you radiating your own energy, kind of like the sun. But I feel like it's people that maybe don't do that. People, I don't know, people that have insecurities or whatever. Yeah, like there is some kind of betrayal here. They want to make you see a betrayal, or they actually caused this person to betray you, but they were confused. They thought that they were seeing like their lover situation, or yeah, look, there's a party and there's a wish fulfillment. I feel like these are the two choices here of like maybe multiple women versus like their wish fulfillment, or yeah, it feels like that. Maybe this is the energy that's like, watch you sometimes. It's like lurking. It could just be a demonic force that like has a problem with you, that wants to rival itself with you. And I'm kind of hearing myself like saying all these messages from the past, like it wants to rival, it wants to, and it's a person that also shares that energy, that maybe they have their own shadow work to do or whatever. So it comes up through that person that they know is inclined, and then tries to move that person in front of you or something. And I'm not trying to scare you. Don't be scared. Just, this is something maybe to be aware of. Somebody here is trying to manifest like lack for one or both of you. And this person could be a father. It's very like, Luke, I am your father. So they could, what is that with the Darth Vader? Besides like that Darth Vader is covered head to toe, like, you know, covering like the wounding, covering like, you know, obviously he has that horrible backstory. He used to be Anakin Skywalker. Look, death of a romance, death of an illusion. Some kind of secret. Yeah, it feels like it wants to, so it feels like it maybe causes illusion to lure somebody off, get them to harm their soulmate, get them entrenched in some kind of situation, and then lifts the illusion so that energy is like, oh my God, what did I do? It feels like that, in order to cause pain between soulmates that it can feed off of. And it's like a schmegel energy that it can feed off of. Something like that. Yeah, look, King and Queen of Cups. And then went off instead with the King of Wands with the Six of Pentacles. And there's like a separation here from the past, and something here was like very friendly. And that could mirror both of these situations. Yeah, that could mirror a karmic and a soulmate, and they're getting conflated. So if you have, I don't know, just think about different situations that you've been with in your life. And if like somebody that you know is negative fits the bill, and also somebody that you thought was like your soulmate fits the bill, that's something to kind of clock here to try to figure out the truth. That's something to kind of clock here. Because it could be this energy, or I don't know where it's coming from. And I think that's the thing with the Hydra. You don't know which of the heads is the immortal head. You don't know where it's coming from. So I think there's like, it sends people towards you, and you don't know which is the succubus or the incubus. Because there were people that thought this demonic energy could take human form. Like, actually as a person. Also the same way some people think angels can take human form when they want to cause grief. They're sneaking around to cause like grief. So, okay, so show me the soulmate and show me the false. If you can, show me the difference. Interesting. What the heck? This is confusing because the false first came out as the Six of Pentacles, which I understand because this is inequality. They want some kind of unequal partnership that's like actually very stable though. And it's also like maybe cheater energy. And this, because this is Rohini energy. So if this is a woman, then it's born sexy yesterday energy. Kind of, oh, I didn't know, but they absolutely know kind of a thing. It's the birthplace of the moon. There's some kind of connection to red and tries to fit the mold. Again, like that succubus energy. Tries to fit the mold of what somebody like finds attractive or what they want. But with the moon here, that might be like in a family situation or something like that. But they block the light. They block the sunlight. And then here, like the King of Cups. So I feel like this would be confusing if it's a masculine energy, because if it's a masculine, then this is somebody, maybe they have a business or something, but you feel unequal to them. You feel like they're better than you or something. And they come across like the King of Cups, but I feel like they're actually the devil, tempting you with like whatever their offer is. Yeah, because it's Purvabhadra. They're trying to tempt you away from your like spiritual inheritance or something. But that's the place where Jesus is like tempted on the hill. It's also a deeply magical place. Again, so strongly magical. But if this is a female, then I feel like she wants to be like provided to or whatever. Again, it's that born sexy yesterday. There's this kind of idiocy, maybe this like I'm cute but stupid like thing. But also keeping this masculine isolated. And like now, again, he's like maybe awoken and he realizes that his love is over here somewhere else. But he can't get there. I feel like this feminine is like really, really immature. It's not like playful and childlike. It's childish. And again, blocks the light and has some kind of like is lacking in some way. If it's a masculine, I feel like it's the same way. But then this is what's throwing me is like the soulmate energy is the Queen of Wands and the Three of Cups. So soulmate energy is maybe very strong, independent, very attractive, possibly witchy in a good way, like in a healthy way, has mastered some kind of like dragon energy, possibly is in a relationship with somebody who is equally as attractive, like very attractive here. And it could, with the Three of Cups, be like a party energy. I don't know. It could be that they rose above some kind of partying energy, because I'm not really getting this as their energy, but they might have like friends or like some kind of a social life, but I'm getting Bharani energy. So this could be somebody that is like really attractive, but they're not conventionally attractive. They're attractive in their own way. But people are still really drawn to them and very attractive. And that might be true for their partner as well. But Bharani can also be like, it's death energy. So there's some kind of like death energy to like the Three of Cups, like to some kind of reunion or to a partying lifestyle. So maybe they used to party or something, but now they don't. And I couldn't even, or it's like there's a group of, or they were friends with people who partied, but then like they didn't really party all that much. But I feel like this person's really attractive, and they break free from some kind of sexual energy because they had some kind of like realization here. So I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, and they wanted a King of Pentacles, which is maybe why this energy is like trying to lure them in with that. But they're actually a Knight of Wands. This is like this false King of Swords. They present like they're the King of Pentacles, but they're the devil tempting Jesus on the mountain. And they just want to trap and isolate and tempt. And they're actually the Knight of Wands. But and they also want to keep out this like Knight of Wands. They want to ruin a relationship. Yeah, this is like, they want to point at some kind of rule book too, of like, I don't know, or for you to leave them, you'd have to divorce them and then like think about their assets or something. That's what they want to get you in that position or something like that. This is like, this was a weird one. Okay. This was a weird one. Walking petri dishes. Does anyone know any good method on how to protect themselves while sleeping? Okay, so this is interesting. Is this resonating? I'm just wondering. Stay prayed up. Thankfully, I never married him. That's mythical arcana channels. Huh. So, anything else, Spirit, that you want to say about this? About how to navigate through this. Let's try to get, maybe, I'm kind of feeling like I need a different deck. Tomas, thank you so much. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for the super chat. Keep that subconscious mind clean. Okay. Yes, it resonates. Okay. Unfortunately, yes. Okay. Yeah, it's big time. Okay. So, Spirit, like, what else do you want to say about the situation, about how to see through the situation, how to navigate this situation? What are they supposed to do? Four of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to talk through this. We've got the Four of Pentacles, which to me is the Emperor wannabe card, but also the Four of Pentacles, it is like protection over the heart chakra and over the crown chakra. And also like there's the two pentacles on the feet. So I feel like it's saying to, you know, kind of maybe you want to shield yourself in those ways. But it's like think before you act kind of a thing. And look, the Emperor came out right under it, which is like, again, it's the false and the real. And then the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so what's interesting is I feel like, okay, fairy energy might be relevant here. The fairies might actually be willing to help you, which kind of makes sense because they're not demons. This like succubus incubus has the ability to cast illusionary spells. Well, fairies are funny. Fairies are like trickster spirits, but like, okay, I just felt lightness, happiness, warmth, and like joviality around me. Like, okay, so the fairies might be willing to cloak you. I don't know how to. Okay, so you might want to make an offering to the fairies. I'm getting like goosebumps. So like a fairy circle or something. Look up. Oh my gosh, this might actually be really fun. Like a fairy garden party or something. They like honey. They like cakes. They like sweets. You might want to build a little fairy garden near you if you can do that. Like if you don't live in an apartment or something, or even if you do, maybe you got a little balcony or something. Provide a little place for the fairies. This is not the advice that I was expecting to get. Sorry. But I feel like they're guiding you along your way. They're lighting your path. And I just saw like the elven people from Lord of the Rings. And they're kind of guiding you through like Middle Earth kind of a thing to get you on like a boat. That's kind of what it feels like. But this feels very tied to like the land. And they're guiding you. So it's like go on your own journey is what it feels like. And it feels like it's going to feel fun, magical, whatever. And they're leading you to this Ace of Pentacles where you will be free is what I'm hearing, where you will be safe because the fairies know. And remember, when I looked up like how do you get rid of this, moving was one thing. And some of you might feel called to move. But again, now that I'm putting this out there, this fucked up energy might be trying to confuse you. And again, like just let this settle is what I'm getting. Unless you've already been feeling that for a while, because I've been picking up on that for a while. But this just I feel like just heads up, right? This is a difficult space to kind of navigate, but you can do it. You do have help. They're leading you to this Ace of Pentacles where you can plant your roots and where you are going to be safe because the Ace of Pentacles for me, it's like boundaries. I feel like this is mind your boundaries. That's how you can like navigate. If something here is not above board, if it's not in alignment with your morals, your virtues, your values, don't go in for it. It's an illusion. And I just also heard that the only thing you really need to understand is that there is an illusion or that there is confusion here. Something should be the truth. It's either the truth or it's confusion. And so even if this is the soulmate, they could well be in their own karmic situation. They need to deal with that. If you get involved, it just provides an opportunity for you to get hurt because they have to work out their own confusion with this karmic of like, oh my gosh, you're an entire illusion. Just the same way you have to work out with this energy here. So they're still not advising you to go in. I feel like they're trying to guide you like out of this, like just follow them out of this. So they're saying really there's the truth energy and then there's confusion energy. So if you feel confused around a person, even if that comes through in tarot, like with the messages and you're like, I'm not really sure about this person, Spirit is saying, then don't go in for it with that person. That's important information for you to have. And for some of you, that's what the tarot was like illuminating for you, has been illuminating, is assisting you. So just the fairies are trying to like guide you here. There's a 10 of swords. I feel like there's something here that's a painful energy, or it is a betrayal energy. And somebody's like, they have time. They have time to come clean or whatever, to unearth something. Somebody here has time, but it's like running out, and then there's going to be this like death energy. But it feels like there is some kind of like painful, I don't know, because it does feel that the soulmate here did something unconscionable under the influence and the duress of all of this, right? But they still, something to do with their karma. I personally think that like no energy is stronger than God. So if God's allowing this to go on, it's not simply for the torture of both of you. It's because this person has some kind of karma that they're contending with. And maybe you do as well, where I think yours is like seeing the truth and being self-protective and learning how to make your own decisions. Like, unless I feel like this is clear, I'm not going in for it, because clearly you're hiding something. And I think this person, the actual soulmate here, is feeling insecure, is feeling like they're hiding something. They need to like just kind of come out with it, because that's the energy that this demonic force is able to hook into in order to cause the confusion. That's why you're confused, isn't it? Because this person's hiding something, or they jumped in with somebody else. So they have time to kind of like come through and unearth something to make sure that you can see something here. Yeah. So that's interesting. Because and there is judgment coming to this situation. If it hasn't yet, I feel like it's kind of en route. It's like there's been given time and the time is running out. Okay, so I feel like you're still in this cycle, but the time is running out. I think some of you, okay, if you haven't already, like ask for justice. Look up a simple like justice spell. I know one of them is like with lemons, cutting them in half, and you stick cloves in there, 3 cloves on each lemon. I'm not alone. Justice is here. I'm not alone. Something like that. Like, just call for the justice energy, call for the judgment energy, because judgment for me, it's like always unearthing certain things. Because with this 10 of cups, I mean, that's the happiness card, right? But then this is Leviathan. This is like the monster kind of coming up out of the cups, because there is a certain situation that's trying to tempt you over here where you're going to think you're getting the King of Pentacles and you're getting the freaking Knight of Wands. Again, maybe cruel, violent behavior. But it confused you because it was giving all the right signals. And then there's something over here, succubus energy, that is giving all the right signals to like this other person. And again, it's the same thing. It's like very mirrored, but it's this like judgment energy, like secrets are unearthing, power, death, transformation. They tried to play with the death energy here, but just so you know, that energy is notoriously like unpredictable. And it could be that somebody here, if there's a person here that is actually calling upon these energies or casting this magic, they have no idea what they contended with. Like, that might be in regards of you, or what they woke up is what I'm hearing. They have no idea what they fucked with. Like, I feel like they called on Pluto energy, which is like death energy. And Pluto like is ruled over by Hades. So it's, he has the invisibility helmet. So they were trying to like not be seen doing it. But death energy, nobody can control death energy. And I feel like they're about to learn that. And there may well be Shiva energy here, who rules over death and destruction. And it's kind of like, well, I was just going to see what you were going to do, kind of a thing. But I ultimately control the death energy. And I think they were trying to bring that about for you, but something's going to be unearthed. I almost feel like somebody's watching this person. There's something, they're showing me this person setting up their dominoes, but this feels like a bigger energy that, again, possibly you called in with justice, is setting up like a bigger energy. And I just heard checkmate. Yeah. There's justice here. Again, there could have been some kind of like reunion or something that was like called in, and then something bad happened with the 4 of Swords. Look, this is like a vampiric energy where that vampire is like feeding off of that lady. Oh, look, the sleeping woman. The sleeping woman, that's the incubus. Feeding off of that energy of the sleeping woman. And then I think this is like maybe the soulmate of like they're mummified and they're blocked off at the heart and everything. So they need to get out of this energy if they're going to like save the sleeping woman from the incubus, kind of a thing. But there's justice. Look, I knew it. There's justice coming in. Yeah, it feels like somebody's wish fulfillment. Like this devil thought that they were going to get some kind of wish fulfillment, and something here is going to, this feels like look, it's like this big octopus, the Kraken, something here, and it feels very natural. Like the natural world is like fighting back, rebelling, like fighting this devil energy off for you and like other people that they've possibly impacted as well. But it's coming in, it's like getting this boat, it's crashing this boat. Something here was like en route, and like this devil is pissed off because something is going to stagnate and they're going to have to get a different perspective. That's what this entire thing is. Because remember way back to the beginning of this reading 7 years ago, when I was saying like there was something here about like their turnaround and then like the metamorphosis, and y'all like run into each other, and then like there's this kind of turnaround. I kind of feel like you're taking your power back from this like succubus or incubus. So you might want to do something here to like take your power back, but like go back to moments where you lost it. And that could be a sexual situation. That could be to do with like whatever this tower energy was between the two of you. And you are this, I just heard take your power back. You have the ability to change this. You have the ability to stand up to this, to like unlock your power. And I think this came out in the Patreon reading that's going to be released tomorrow. I can't remember which pile. There's like some kind of strong thing, but I was watching Dragon Ball Z with my husband, who is a nerd, and I've mentioned that. I try to tell you guys, okay? I try to tell you. And there's this one kid that is apparently like really, really powerful, but he's like very sweet and he never wants to hurt anybody. He never wants to like fight anybody, but his dad knows that he's like super powerful. So there's this bad guy that's there that the dad's like fighting off. And this bad guy's like really, really powerful and is like in true Dragon Ball Z fashion. It's like shit talking, but it's like, you can never defeat me, like whatever, you're so wimpy. And the dad is like, oh, I'm not gonna fight you, somebody else is. And they all have these like telepathic powers, and it's like nobody around is like powerful enough to defeat me. And he's like, oh, somebody is. And then they drag it out for 10 whole fucking minutes who it is, like but it turns out it's his own son, and everybody's like appalled that he's like sending his own son in there to like fight off this thing, because everybody thinks he's surely gonna die, but actually he's like the most powerful one. And the reason I think that he's probably the most powerful one is because he doesn't want to hurt a fly. He really doesn't want to hurt anybody. So you are powerful beyond measure. Even if you forget everything that I said, do not be intimidated by this energy. You are powerful beyond measure. I feel like this energy came at you. I feel like this energy is starting some shit with you, and you have every right to defend yourself. And that's something that you do understand. You do know that you have every right to defend yourself. And so it's tapping you into your power, in possibly your powers, in a way that you never would have expected or like connected with as well. So you can absolutely change this. So we can help each other out in the chat, because some people are like, well, what do I do to do this? Or what do I do to do that? Tap into yourself, ask yourself those questions. See if you feel drawn to like when you're Googling, like to any kind of like magical practice, or to any kind of tradition or something. Where are you naturally drawn? You may have a past life there, or I just heard druid as well. I just heard druidic. But yeah, so there's some kind of, and it felt like a tree. I got like goosebumps. I heard druid, and then it felt like a tree all the way down to the roots. So I don't know if y'all were a tree and, you know, you made friends with the fairies. Now they're like, now you're just being stupid. I said that in my mind. Now you're just being stupid. Anyways, but this is you. Oh my gosh, Lilith. And again, like, you are taking your power back, because it feels like they're using your power against you, because these entities, whatever it is, it's feeding off of your own schmegdual energy or your own pain. So call back your energy, and it's going to naturally deflate it from theirs, and they're just going to get less powerful as you reclaim. So look up like how to call your power back. Whatever you're doing to like defend yourself, you know, do that. Keep in with your morality, your spirituality. Talk to God about this. Ask for guidance. And you know, but learn how to like call your power back in certain situations. And I am hearing trauma. I think this is an energy that could have slammed into you. Like when you're like, I just heard my mouth was open. Like, you know, your mouth was open. You weren't expecting like to be hit when down. It feels like this energy slammed into you, like, you know, at just the wrong time, in order to create a trauma to try and get a foothold in. But you're actually very strong, and you can just push it out. It's I just heard you can call upon like healing gods and goddesses, like gods and goddesses of medicine. Yeah, to assist you in this strength, willpower, beyond just like the gods and goddesses of like magic or whatever. Yeah, because, okay, and it feels like, oh, I get it. So I feel like you are the turnaround for this fucked up energy. So not only is that like with you and your soulmate, which honestly, both of y'all had your own healing because that's how this was able to get in. So yes, this is like unfortunate and this really sucks, but you are going to heal through this and you're both going to become stronger. And if this is a soulmate energy, nobody can touch it. Don't be like afraid about that. Only karmic energies will like fade away as you work through your karmas. And it could, that's another illusion is like, well, if I work through all my karmas and I move away from this person, like, no, what's meant for you is like meant for you. And there's a paradox here of like, if you love something, let it go. Because if it's really yours, it's going to come back. And this is, whoever is actually of love is going to come back. So I think that's also why spirit, like the fairies are going to help you leave this situation, possibly go for some kind of joyride. I just heard, because it feels like joy is a part of this as well. Like just connecting with your joy. And literally I'm seeing, I just heard latkes. Latkes. I don't even know what that is. Maybe your fairies want that. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. So, oh, it's a potato pancake, which is Jewish, right? They do that. Oh, around Passover, right? Don't they do that around Passover? Okay, so Passover is when like, you know, you marked, oh, in Egypt, which we always get that energy, but like they paint the blood over their doors, the blood of the lamb, and then whatever this energy is passes over. I'm telling you, there's a judgment energy. I'm telling you, there's a judgment energy. And what they're saying is, do not fear this death energy. You did not fuck with it. You are not afraid of it. So maybe this energy is trying to prevent a death energy. They're trying to prevent you. It's trying to hold on to your energy is what it is. And it's not this soulmate. They want you to think it's this soulmate that you need to say goodbye to, but you can't, like, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Okay, so God is going to preserve that. God is like the ultimate arbiter, but they want you to think that it's this person that you need to like distance. And I also just heard date. Like there's somebody here that they want you to think them that you should date. And I think the same thing's going on for your person. If you're dealing with an incubus, they're dealing with a succubus. And that succubus and incubus are probably connected to each other in some fucked up way because they're like counterparts. Or maybe it's the same entity that's like shape-shifting. I don't know. But it's like that Passover energy of like, do not be afraid of the death energy. And some of you maybe are afraid of the death energy. And maybe that's also like where your power lies, is your ability to say no and to like cut things off. Because maybe some of you are too nice to end something or whatever. But this death energy is coming through to like prune these like energies, and they will kind of like go away. And this is TikTok. I feel like it's happening, like, because I just saw the death energy actually, and it was holding up the sand timer, and it was like the sand was almost to the bottom, and it's like, you don't have much time to like get out of here or like to come clean or whatever. So let me just see, because there's kind of like, if you stand in your power, there's nothing this like messed up energy can do to mess with you. There's just not, to like affect your destiny, to pull you off your path. And that's what you're learning for a lot of you. You're learning how to, it's like a siren energy. You know how like the sailors would tie themselves to the mast and they would like plug their ears up. It's like that. Like you're learning how to withstand, you know, this energy, the temptation, the delusion. So this might have been a very strong temptation that you felt towards this person where you're like, oh my gosh, you're the King of Pentacles. You're everything that I ever wanted. But actually they were the Knight of Wands, and they tried to project that somebody else here was the Knight of Wands, when actually they were the King of Pentacles. Or maybe they were actually the Knight of Wands, but you know, there's a time and a place where it's appropriate to be a knight, you know, like adolescence, young adulthood, like you're kind of coming up out of that. Yeah. And so it's maybe the healthier energies of the Knight of Wands. Like maybe they did, like they were kind of playing the field like people tend to do early in their life. But they were like trying to take some, I feel like whoever this person was, they were trying to take some kind of risks in terms of their money and like their financial future. This is your soulmate. That's what they were trying to do. But they came across as the Knight of Wands, or maybe they had some insecurity about their pentacles because they just hadn't built it yet. And so, but they felt like they should have like been able to bring that. And so maybe that's why they were waiting or something. But yeah, it feels like that's what it used to like, yeah, pull those together. But yeah, so there might be something, I don't know. And maybe Passover is relevant, the time of Passover, because that TikTok energy. So let me just, I want to see like this messed up energy, like what it's supposed to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's supposed to like be warded off is kind of what I'm getting. Like with the Eight of Pentacles, something is going to be unearthed. Like there, and I think there's supposed to be like something here like kind of came out. But the Nine of Swords, that's you with your armor on. And the armor itself is reflective, but also like the mirror. And it's like this basilisk, like they're running it off, you know, like They're running it off. And I just thought like this sword is like a diamond sword. And again, that kind of goes to like Athena, the golden sword. I'm telling you, you either, so don't be afraid if you don't know the answers right now, because this is like very karmic, like pursue these answers. But I feel like there's an energy that's coming in to assist you. And it's like maybe Athena that's going to give you this golden sword or a diamond sword or whatever. They're going to, yeah. And it's female. Whatever this is, it feels female. This energy, because you are this, like, I can't remember in my other deck, like the Queen of the Amazons. I feel like that's you. Like, you are very strong feminine energy. I just feel like you have suppressed this because you don't feel like that's what you're supposed to be, or you're just really nice. You prefer not to be. But I just feel like you're really strong and you're really powerful when you tap into that. Yeah, and she's holding the sword of truth here. And look, this is the 7 of Cups, the confusion energy, the options energy. You're going to master this. You are mastering it. And that's just, they're also saying this is another way of looking at it. So even though it's like when you're in the thick of it and there's like some kind of storm and it feels like a confusion storm and it's being stirred up like all around you and it's intended to confuse you and everything. So when you're in the thick of something like that, you're like, oh my God, I'm so panicky. Like, what do I do? This is terrible. I hate being in this. Instead, like, look at it as like, this is your, like, a challenge of Hercules, Hercules, you know, this is my spirit. This is an opportunity for me to get to know myself, to learn a new skill, and to stand up and what you're learning is how to see like through the storm, how to see through confusion. And possibly it's like just the fact that you feel confused is like be in that 4 of Pentacles energy where don't make a move then. It's not the time then to make a move if you feel confused. Because even if this is a soulmate, I feel like they might well be dealing with their own incubus or succubus kind of situation, same as you are. Because something's tried to, I just saw somebody pull a fruit apart, like a cantaloupe that's very juicy, like on the inside to feast off of it, you know. And I'm telling you, even though you know, and you might be further along, you know that like you're their soulmate and whatever, but they still might have to figure that out. So if you get involved over there, you just run the risk of having your actual heart broken by like this person going off and being confused and still involving with this other energy or something. And they're trying to keep you away from that. Leave this person alone. Because you are the soulmate here. So like just leave with your energy. And it actually I think is going to help clear the path or clear the way, because there's something here where it's like this energy wants you to involve. It wants you to compete, because if your energy is there, like it can distract or it can confuse in some way. Yeah, the routine of it, because it's very skilled. It's kind of like how to deal with a narcissist, right? Like you gray rock, because they're so skilled at turning everything. And I just heard anything you can do, I can do better. Because you just give them the fuel, because this person has no identity. You are this person's soulmate. And so they just kind of watch what you do, and you do it very naturally, and you're not trying to compete. And you also have other things to do. And then they'll try to zero in on certain things that you do that are great. And then they'll try to like do it even better than you. So just stay away, like just remove your energy from that. Yeah, don't engage, because that's what they want. That's really what I'm getting. And again, where I'm feeling like this is an energy, but this is also a people, you know, it feels like the people are this kind of like narcissist frequency where they do all the narcissist tactics of like they project and they say, oh no, you did that, you know, or they deflect, or they you know what I'm saying? Like they have that, the narcissist playbook is what the people do that are of that frequency. And there's infinite number of people that this Hydra energy can like pull in to kind of throw at you. So look, and like this is the cutting off of the head. That's the severing of the head, the immortal head. That's what's going to happen. And I feel like you're accidentally going to do it. And you're going to be like, you know, and I don't mean that in a literal sense. I mean that in a metaphorical sense. And then you're going to find your balance. And that's where you're headed, okay? So you're a sailor on this ship through the sirens, and you're bolting yourself to the mast. And part of that is following the fairies, because remember, they're here to help you. They're bringing joy into your life, some kind of like happy joy. And but just stay true to your morals. Stay true to your virtues and your values, because it's going to be you're going to be like, oh my gosh, the temptation energy, the craving energy. Oh my gosh, I think that's perfect. I think that's everything that I ever wanted. But there's probably going to be something fucked up about it. Like this person's in a relationship, or you're in a relationship, or something is just like not above board. It's not, and it's false. So if it's not in alignment with your values, if you're like, I do not believe in cheating, then don't cheat. And don't do mental gymnastics to say like, it's okay to cheat, because you know that it's not okay to cheat. You see what I'm saying? So don't do that. Just stay on the straight and narrow, and you will be so glad that you did. Because that is headed, I just heard shipwrecked. Like getting eaten because whatever it is, it pretends like it's the King of Pentacles, but it's actually the Nine of Wands. So maybe this person's aggressive. Maybe this person's a cheater. This person is actually not stable at all. They're in and out, possibly with you, but just they're not stable. And it's pretending. And the same thing's happening with your person where maybe they have that going on with somebody in their background and they can't tell the difference between, right? But just, okay, yeah, I think you get the point with that. So, I'm tired after that one. That was exhausting. Yeah, it looks like it's the Ace of Cups, but it's actually the Five of Pentacles. That's who this person is. So I don't know what they're saying about you, but I don't really care. Because this person's like silver-tongued. Yeah, they cast illusionary spells like with their tongue. And that could be like a sexual energy, but that also could be like just they say things that confuse you. And also, like, I'm just throwing this out there, like people like me who are illuminating this energy, just know that the confusion's not coming from me. If I'm tapped into an energy that's scrambling around, like I'm not confused. I'm not the source of the confusion, just to make that absolutely clear. Because I feel like it does try to get you to, if ever an energy is helping you, it tries to, or it's helping, like it tries to like fuck that up. Because also I've like had energies that I feel like have tried to tempt me, like trying to make me feel that like tarot is wrong or like whatever. And it reminds me of, there's that woman, very famous, she creates a lot of tarot decks, or she did. I can't think of her name. Somebody's going to know. And she left to go be like a staunch Christian. And she kind of renounced all of her decks. Who is it? And it's, I'm waiting for somebody to throw this in the chat because I know you know who this is. Virtue, Child's Virtue, something Virtue, Julia Virtue, Doreen Virtue. There you go. And what came through her, to me, it's very clear that it was so high vibrational, like just absolutely high vibrational. And then she left to like go with the church. Remember I was telling you priest shit doesn't work on these entities. And yeah, priest shit doesn't work on these entities. And so I think she was like having like a huge impact, and like that's kind of like what happened. So just hold true to your heart, to like what you know that you are. I'm feeling so much love right now. Like I'm just feeling surrounded by like light body and yeah, like because and exactly this is what this, and it tries to like inverse reality. Just like a narcissist, when they project, oh no, they're the narcissist. And you're like, no. And they try to rebrand your defensive moves as offensive moves or manipulative moves or something. That's exactly what this energy did to witches back in the day. They tried to invert like that, oh, the witches are the ones, you know. And I'm not saying that there's not fucked up witches out there, because there absolutely are. And they give all of us a bad name. But there's fucked up priests out there too. Remember they say witches eat little children. I'm sorry. Are you a priest? You want to talk about who does what to little children? Shut up. Like, you know, like they're messed up. They're messed up. And like, you know, the church is like engaged in holy wars and like, you know, the freaking selling of indulgences. Like hypocrisy much? Okay, hypocrisy much. Meanwhile, witchcraft is more this like anarchic kind of thing. You know, where there's no central, patriarchal is like very hierarchy, because they want to consolidate everything towards the top into like some kind of authoritarianism. And I heard the other day too, where they were like, authoritarianism relies on patriarchy because I can't remember why, but it had something to do with like women, like just not believing women or like not trusting women, just like innately. But anyway. Yes, energy goes deep. The reversing reality energy is the way the world has been for a long while now, and I feel like we're slowly moving out of it. Exactly. Ew. Wow. They don't like tarot because it exposes them. Yes, exactly. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't like truth energy. Anything that can, like, expose it. Anything that can expose it. So, all right. I'm going to leave that there. This was a wild ride, pile number 3. So if you're still there, you're still there. Ew. Okay. I'm leaving that because that energy is like nasty. Okay. Alex chugging at that. Yeah. Okay. Systems of control equal hate equal fear, which are the lowest frequency. Yes, they hide in the dark. Exactly. Thank you for channeling that. Hey, you're welcome. But I hope that like clears up to the confusion, and that confusion itself is a variable in this scenario that you are learning how to contend with. Like its presence should give you pause. How do you deal with confusion? Like instead of thinking confusion is the problem and you're trying to, because it feels like the more you try to navigate through it, especially with this projection and like the finger pointing energy, the deeper the confusion like might get. It's like the Chinese finger trap, you know, when you did that as a kid and you're like trying to like really wriggle like your fingers out, but it's, I can't remember how you undo it, but like you relax, you calm, you meditate, like you know, in order to remove it. It feels like it's that, you know, or again, something's like really tempting. Well, say no. Say no to the temptation and float right by it. And then hindsight, as I say, is 2020. So maybe that's how you get your clarity. I don't know, but just, and truly, truly trust that whatever is meant for you, nobody can take away. If you really believe that, put your full weight on it then. Because a lot of people, like you hear a lot of the twin flame people, and I know even twin flames say that there's a lot of like bullshit in the twin flame community and that not everybody is a twin flame, but you hear there are that like certain subgroup of like the twin flame people that are like, regardless of what abuse and horrendous like treatment, like you're never supposed to leave your twin flame, you know? And it's like, but what if you're not ready for union? And like, you know, using like their ideas and stuff, it's like, what if you're not ready for union? What if this person is like clearly immature? You can't like leave and go continue your journey as a soul? Like, no. And I feel like that's this energy that kind of like tries to confuse and like, you know, because I feel like the clarity, there's paradox. You guys know I love paradox. Paradox to me, it's always like God energy. So again, if you feel like truly you and your twin flame are connected and it's of God and nothing can ever, this is what I don't understand about twin flames too. If you really feel like nothing can ever break that bond, let's see you put your full weight on that then. If this isn't working out and you know that you're always forever connected, why are you constantly trying to make the connection? That seems to me like a desperate person. That sounds to me like a person that doesn't actually believe that. So just accept that it's not on right now, because even if you guys are going to come back together in this lifetime, like the fairies are trying to do, like they're trying to lead you on this path of like joy and happiness. Like just go over here and have a good time, you know, because it does feel like there's something to do with the soulmate where they have to work their own stuff out. So Angel Satori, thank you so much for the super chat. Wish I had more to say thank you. Next time I will honor you more. Thank you so much. All right, Dreamcatcher babe. I believe divine things occur in ambiguity. I just need a job. Yeah, some of you want to donate with it, and I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So that was that. So that was the end of the main show. And we're going to do the general messages here momentarily. But I'm going to take a little drink.
Not a Black Russian for you.
It's not a Black Russian for me, no. We're not supposed to chase someone our whole life that we're never supposed to be with yet. No one else can match the feelings we have for that person, aka twin flame rhetoric. Not if that, yeah. And if you feel like you're a twin flame, like, I hope that you don't feel, I mean, to me, it's just, I hope that what you're taking away from this is like a lot of us are just concerned that you're going to hurt yourself and that you're going to be sucked into an abusive cycle, and that you're not going to actually take the steps that you need to take in order to progress spiritually, because you're holding yourself in like a certain pattern. I hope that. Compassion. Yeah. Compassion. I hope it doesn't come off like judgment. I hope it comes off as like, well, this is just what we notice, you know? Because there might well be twin flames. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything. I'm in a meat suit. Same as y'all. Bunny butt. Bunny butt. Okay. Let's do this. The general message is bunny butt, bunny butt, bunny butt, bunny butt. This rabbit is like, do I entertain you? My lip gloss is popping. Okay. So, general messages, la la. Okay, I do feel, so there's a strong divine energy that's coming in for this right now, because I'm really strongly being drawn to this angel. And I feel like, yeah, there was some kind of like break instituted between you and another person that maybe you resonate with this person as being a soulmate, you know, somebody that you guys really get along. There's a lot of happiness here, a lot of vibrancy, a lot of colors. But like on this masculine side, there's a snake. And so like this got separate it out. But this is like all being very divinely guided towards like happiness and everything. Look, the confusion. So that's just, I'm not going to do too much into that, but I feel like that's just a little bit of reassurance. Again, they don't want you to be scared of whatever this is. The truth, don't be scared of the truth. The truth is that this Knight of Pentacles energy is going to get you there. It's going to get you all the way home. One foot in front of the other, just being diligent, listening to like your higher voice, meditating. So this, I'm not just saying meditate to meditate. Like meditating is when you learn to pull your own energy back in and you ground and you're not distracted by anything. That's what this is a calling to do, right? You're not distracted. And so you can really hear that like inner voice and practice doing that. And I think that's part of the confusion too. It's like, that's what this is meant to do. Like that's the spiritual calling is like, if you're getting confused, if you're lost outside, look inside to your soul is what I'm hearing. So this is all confusing, isn't it? So it's just like, learn how to, that's what you're doing. And you're doing it. It's almost like lifting weights because you're always just, you're pulling your energy back and you're like, I'm not going to get wrapped up in that, in the fear of what's true, what's not, the confusion. I see that energy. And whenever I meet that energy, I pull my energy back to myself. Right. Some of you are kind of walking around like, I need to, where do I go with this? Like with your heart and like with your love, I need to know where to go with this. And Spirit's like, right here with it. Just go right here with it. Center yourself. Find your calm. Because I think some of you, it's like you're forever chasing. Like, well, if I just have this or if I just have that, you know, then I'm going to feel calm. And they're like, yeah, I just heard again. If you're lost outside, look inside to your soul. Like find that calm, like in the midst of like chaos or whatever. So anyways, I'm not going to harp too much on that, but there's just some reassurance that's coming in. Okay, so there's some love messages that want to come through. I'm working on myself so I can come back. I'm not going to read that. Please wait for me because of everything that I just said. But look, I'm working on myself so I can come back. I hope to have a future with you one day. I hope I have a future with you one day. I still love you and I can't stop thinking about you. So for some of you where there's this healing where there was other people trying to interfere in your connections, like, you know, that soulmate is like, I still love you. I can't stop thinking about you. I hope to have a future with you one day. Like I'm healing. I have my true desires for you. And I feel like you're moving on. I do love you. I just don't know how to show you right now is like what this person is saying. So they're just acknowledging that they've got a ways to go within themselves. I hope our paths will cross again in the future. Okay, toy. This is like a lot of repeat messages, so I'm just gonna sit here for another second. Just to let the energy kind of settle. I see your confusion and I raise you a nope. It's funny. All right. Okay, I just heard you're not perfect, and that's all right. So I went for this like Shakti power bag. So we've got leave the body, which is MAGA. Again, that came out in the other reading, and I clarified this. I don't mean MAGA like that you're thinking of. MAGA, MAGHA. It's the nakshatra at the beginning of Leo, and its Shakti power is leaving the body, like kind of astral travel. Big rain, achieve many goals, connect diverse elements. I'm actually getting that for a lot of you. You could possibly have like an out-of-body experience when you're meditating or something, and it might help you to connect certain things. This feels very much like in wakefulness. Yeah, it's connected to the feminine in some way. Connected to the feminine. Yeah, I keep getting this like, you're not perfect. Maybe this is somebody that's thinking about you. This feels like maybe masculine energy. I don't know. Piecing together certain things about the feminine. Somebody here is not perfect and they're not ready to like make their comeback yet. They're not ready to like kind of come. They know they've got obstacles to kind of cut through and things like, I just heard cutthroat. Like they're not ready to come back. They're not ready to have redemption yet. And somebody still is in like a very protective energy and they need to be. And for some of you, this is you. Like you're in a protective energy you need to be because you're working on self-love. And this person is maybe working on skills. I also think whoever this is that's protecting themselves might actually be quite beautiful. And they do have people that are like trying to get at you. And I'm trying to get at you. And so they're learning, they're not supposed to kind of like go with the flow. They are supposed to like learn how to protect themselves while also having compassion for other people, because other people do have a strategy towards this person because they find them irresistible. And for a lot of you, I feel like this is actually your energy. Tasha Blondiablo, thank you so much for the super chat. All those fives, 555, and then there's 5 likes on it. That's funny. Yeah. And so, okay, I feel like this is a feminine energy where like that's kind of the role that you play. Like you're a very beautiful person. You are learning how to protect yourself. And there are masculine energies around you that it's like, you know, you really are reflecting back like their negative habits or something so that they get put on the right path and they're dedicated to that. It's not anything that you're doing intentionally, but I actually feel like there's a lot of people that have their eye on you. Not all of them are soulmates, but they're like very hopeful of something, obstacles being removed and possibly like this going into some kind of commitment, but they're like deeply afraid. You are healing though. And you're finding your contentment. And for some of you, you're healing to something to do with a pregnancy of like that somebody did on you, like towards somebody else, like with somebody else. And now that person is stuck and they're stuck in order because they have to gain wisdom. And that's the path. I feel like I'm just highlighting that. I'm just clarifying that. That has to be the path forward because this person has to find their like leadership energy. And whoever they're with is like very angry. Got a lot of power, but it's like they're very angry. They're fighting for some kind of unity. Yeah, they use temptation. Look, there's that thing like behind them. And they have to be confronted with this because they have to learn how to find their balance, and they need to learn how to like make some kind of sacrifice. And I think maybe in making a sacrifice, they're making some kind of a discovery, and it's about a release, possibly like your release, why you release them. But also like maybe this is to do with like whoever this other person is, and it's leading this person into some kind of chaos, but it's also leading to some kind of inquiry, possibly about you. And like why you're angry because this person has like so much love for you or something. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a specific situation that someone's dealing with. It feels like they had to be put in a situation where they were like not treated as an equal because their partner is the bigger energy, like for sure. And I think maybe they tried to put you in a situation. Yeah, there's some kind of sexual indiscretion, and it could have had to do with like an older person. Maybe this person's an older person, or they slept with someone who's older than them or older than you or something. Yeah, and that put you in touch with your own fear. Like you might have had to get in touch with like your own fear of something here. Possibly of this masculine being able to get back in because there's so much like love and connective energy. Yeah, you're afraid of him actually. You're afraid of his like tenacity or like his ability or his confidence or his ability to get back to you. You're afraid of that. So I don't know. You're learning how to stand strong and like be in your peaceful energy. But I think I'm going to leave that there because I feel like we're having a lot of repeat messages, and I feel like you're kind of smooth sailing. I feel like a lot of you know exactly where you're at. You know exactly what the temperature is. I just heard. And you are faithfully taking steps towards like the right path, towards your journey. Like that's kind of what I'm getting. Don't forget about the fairies. The fairies want you to do something for them. They want their cakes, their latkes, whatever they are. They want you to make them a little fairy house. I don't know. So throat chakra tension. Yes. All right. Trauma bond much? Yeah. They love flowers. Good to know. Yeah, like and look up the like okay, so we mentioned Athena, like look up what she likes. I just heard Apollo. But he has kind of a grapey energy. But I don't know. He was the inquiry card. I don't know. Fairies. Oh, but he is a god of healing. And I remember earlier I was saying something about like gods and goddesses of healing. Confirmation. I do feel Apollo's like reaching out to you here. So, yeah, and fairies, and just look up what they like and maybe make a cake and I don't know, do your thing. So, okay. I do have a little garden for fairies. It's very peaceful. All right. Well, I think that's all I have. Thank you guys so much again for the super chats and for those of you that have been using the tip jar. I have noticed. And thank you guys for supporting me on Patreon. We do have a Patreon reading coming out tomorrow, and it is what tonic and medicine do you need most right now? Oh my gosh, we were talking about the healing gods and goddesses. Interesting. So I just heard brought to you by. Yeah, and so they might have more for you. Like if you're on Patreon and you listen to those messages, they might have something more for you, or they're willing to work with you like through some kind of experience. Yeah, I feel like a strong, like I just heard usher, but then I also just heard usher. They might be trying to usher you through a certain time period, or a certain healing experience, or something. Yeah, and we sell candles if you are at all interested. They are high quality. We try to craft them with as high quality. It's 100% soy wax, and we actually mean that because a lot of times when you hear 100% soy wax, it's kind of like here in America with 0 grams trans fat, because trans fats are not like good for you, but they're legally through a loophole allowed to say 0 grams trans fat if there's 0.5 grams trans fat. So it's like very sneaky. It can be the same thing with soy wax. I'm not saying every candle company does this, but sometimes there's additives in the soy wax. There's no other kind of wax cutting it. But there's additives that make the soy wax kind of blend together, but we don't even use any of that. So it's 100% soy wax. We use the cleanest scent blends on the market that are Prop 65 compliant. If you're familiar with that, it's legislation in California. So if you sell in California and you have, I think it's it started off as like Prop 65, but I think there's over 900 plus chemical substances that are known to be like carcinogenic or harmful. So if you have any of those, in order to sell in California, you have to put like labels and like warnings. We don't have to do that because we use scent blends that are Prop 65 compliant. And I think we have really nice blends, and the ones that are best for, I think, for this time of year is this time of year. I just heard Pauly D in my mind. This time of year. But Fresh Start is a good one because it's like this spring, like spring cleaning kind of fresh start energy. So if you like that kind of fresh laundry scent, but ours has like a very warm quality to it. To me, I always kind of think about like cashmere kind of a feeling. Also because it's a candle and it's lit, it has this kind of like fresh out the dryer kind of, smell to it, but it's warm and it's homely, but it is also like fresh energy. Hedge Witch is a good one for spring. Hedge Witch, to me, it's kind of like an instant classic. It is a flowery kind of scent, and it smells kind of like a secret garden energy for me, but like kind of in the dawn energy. It's got a lot of notes of like mint and rose, and it just smells very, if you like floral scents, like that's a really good one. And also this time of year too, I like the Moonlit Beach and the Sunny Side, and both have kind of this vacation quality. So if you're manifesting a vacation, or if you can't go on vacation but you want that kind of like smell, and they both also have this kind of spa quality to it as well. Moonlit Beach has this like undercurrent of like shea energy, but it smells like vacation on a moonlit beach. It just smells like vacation. I can't describe it, but and the Sunny Side smells like a sunny day that's like calm and bright and happy. And yeah, so those are the ones that I really like for this time of year if you are at all interested. We also sell ritual candles, and our line of that is called the Everyday Magic Candle. Just having magic and ritual be a part of like your everyday experience, not making it kind of a big deal. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super chat. Tia, thank you so much for the super chat. So yeah, the ritual candles is I have spells that I've written and channeled myself, and I have kind of spell blends that I'm constantly like updating and fortifying, and that we speak over the candles as they're in a wax state to kind of really, really infuse that in there. And again, it's made with the same high quality wax. We also use different not carrier oils, but like ritual oils to bring across like different things. We do actually use other ingredients from other witches that have like infused certain properties in certain things, high quality products, of course, that we blend all together. It has a wood wick that is a cross. And to me, the cross is a symbol for divination, like the divine coming down into the 3D. So that's a part of it. We thought a lot about like these different symbols, and it is a wood wick. If you've never used a wood wick before, they can be kind of tricky for some people to light. It helps when you break off, like after you've blown the candle out and it's cool and you're ready to light it again, you might have to break it off and dump it out and then light it. But we also use dragon's blood, which is a resin, and we shave dragon's blood on the top of the candle. So as it's burning, it all the ingredients and the spells and everything mix with the dragon's blood, which notoriously increases like the potency and the power of whatever intentions. And whenever you get your candle, we also send it with a not a piece of paper, but it's like cardstock, and you can write your intentions on the cardstock. That's something that I like to do. And our candles do burn hot. Like when they get to the base, that's something to keep in mind. We sell coasters if you want to get one under it, but you can slip that under there, like write certain things that you want. Or if like you get the truth serum cord cutting, you can write people's names. And yes, you can write more than one person's name for every different session that you do or something if you want the truth to be exposed. So maybe that's assistive for some of you that have the pile 3, where I feel like we actually make problems. We actually are making progress with like the pile 3 energy. I feel like we're getting deeper and deeper, and it might be because a lot of us, I am constantly lighting the truth serum, just so you know. But yeah, so you can write that. But also whenever I get candles, I like to whisper like my intentions to the candles. I just like to have a conversation with it, and then I light it with my breath before I light it with the flame. And there's that. So I think we have 4 different ones, but you can also do a custom candle if you have like a specific intention. So we'll kind of pull together different spells that we think for that. Yeah, I have my truth candle burning as we speak. I've always been drawn to candles since a little girl. Nice. Yeah, I feel like I need one of your candles. Yeah, and if you feel drawn to it, then that's what they are there for. But this is something that I worry about, and I'm just going to mention it because I studied religion in school, and we learned a lot about the big mega church pastors, and where people would like send them $2 and stuff, and for prayers and for healing and things, like if they were suffering from like cancer or some kind of disease. Like never do that with me. Like I would so much rather you spend your money on like going to the doctor and things like that. This really is like, if you have the money and if you are drawn in, but you yourself are an infinite magical being, and you are the power, and everything comes for you, and you truly do not need a bunch of fancy stuff. But witches do have their tools and things that kind of can assist them in setting their intentions and holding their intentions and, things like that. And so if candles are your thing, and if you like that, and if you feel drawn to our candles and our energy and, that kind of stuff, then by all means, they're here and they're available. But I am selling a product. I live in a capitalist society just like you, but I'm very fortunate to be able to sell something that I love and that I believe in, because honestly, we don't make much on the candles because all the ingredients do cost a lot, and I myself use a lot of candles. So it really has been a labor of love for all of us, and I'm happy to like share it. And yeah, I want my $2. How about one for the incubus and succubus? Yeah, like that's the thing, because that's why I was like kind of interested in it when I started to get drawn into that, because they say they don't really work well with like banishing. So if some of you have like, that there's like an energy around, and maybe you have been doing things to like cord cut or break the like the love spell, and that's not happening. Maybe it is this more like this other energy, and I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of like, I was kind of drawn down that, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know. But you could try. You could maybe try the truth serum or the cord cutting. You could maybe because it is a spirit of like illusion, Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, how to go about that. Maybe I'll leave an offering out for Athena, and we'll see like what she. Yeah, I am hearing maybe she does want to work with me on that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, they're worth every penny. Thanks, guys. The whispers on the candle. I love it. Being fearless gets rid of it. Yeah. Banishing candles will require a lot of work with crafting those. Can't wait for the rewatch. All right. I think the cord must be cut by the person under attack. Yeah. And yeah, you can, light this to support that as well, like doing your own rituals. Because the candle itself maybe shouldn't be your only ritual. Like, you can use set up your own ritual or your own intention setting session, and use what you're drawn to, whatever crystals or, movement I just heard, or, chanting or like whatever, but just, these can be a part of that if you're so drawn. So anyways, I think I've said enough, but oh my gosh, my palm fronds from Good Friday were sticking way up my face this morning. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to get off of here, I think. Thank you guys for spending your Friday morning with me. We do have a Patreon reading coming out tomorrow. Just a reminder. I know I've mentioned it several times and it came through a lot here, but, and yeah. All right. I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.